So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the pink chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening. So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the pink chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening. So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the pink chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening.
Pizza. The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a stuffed crust covered in cheese, now loaded with an irresistible cheddar flavor inside and out. Only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza. Pizza, pizza. Pizza, pizza.
I come from the land of music. Everybody put up your hand. Still man, we invented. God bless this sweet island. Some people this jump up, some people this wave, some people is get on bad, some people is misbehave. But I don't really my scene. I like to bring a message between. Make you think about the Father and thank him. Whoa, they say if you want to make one day, when the prince think I that day, you have to know how to wine and wine and wine and wine and wine. Lord, Bobby say, don't tell me to wine. Don't tell me to wine. Don't tell me to wine. Don't tell me to wine.
So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the pink chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening. So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the pink chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening. Good evening, Facebook family. I believe we're also live on YouTube. I'm not sure. My producer has to tell me. Nevertheless, I want to say good evening and welcome to the Pink Chair. We want to apologize for the late start. You know how life can be, and live television or live social media is a lot, and there are a lot of unforeseen circumstances that can take place. So hence the apology, and thank you again for your patience. I want to say good evening. I'm seeing 37 people in the live. I don't have eyes or eagle eyes to say, to call names out, but for now, let me just say good evening to Bernadette Edmond. That's the one name I can see on my side of things. Let me just reiterate, this is the Pink Chair, and it's a safe space. People have been asking me, can men come to this safe space? Because, you know, the chair is pink, and pink kind of may resonate with the feminine gender. But we know we live in a time where there is an evolution of thought with regarding to so many different topics, and color is even one. So I would dare start by saying the Pink Chair is a safe space for anyone to come and speak about their life issues, things that would have happened to them. And when I say safe space, I really mean a safe space in the Christian community, which I exist in. sometimes people are very afraid to share their stories. And one of the reasons we're afraid to share our stories is because, sharing comes with bruising as well as beauty. So we want to be able to mix the bruising and the beauty all in one. So tonight we're talking about divorce, we're talking about separation, we're talking about life because we go through it. And it's important to have a safe space where we can talk about it. So we want to go to a short break so our guests can settle in, and then we're going to have the conversation. Again, welcome to the Pink Chair. It's your safe space and mine. So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the Pink Chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening. So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the Pink Chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip.
Pizza, pizza.
All right, we are back, and my guest is settled in. I'm not sure the camera is on her. You guys see my socks? I did ask my producer. I said, "Are you gonna get off feet?" And he said, "Yes." My guest, I'm not gonna call her name just yet. She said she wants to keep the vibe comfortable, so I decided I'm just gonna put my little socks on to make sure that everybody's comfortable. So before I said that tonight's conversation is about a good friend of mine. She said she's sharing her story this evening about divorce, marriage. I don't want to say when you're hoodwinked into a situation, but what I would say is this. If you are human and you live, you know what it's like to go through situations where you think it's going to start out a particular way, and then before you know it, it goes a totally different way. So we're going to ask for, what word do I want to use? I want to use grace. That's one of the things I want us to keep in this conversation. I'm going to start with me before I move to the guest. I have a book called What Had Happened Was. It's available on Amazon. And this is my story about when I went through my divorce, and not just one divorce, but 2 divorces. And I'm not saying it in big, I ain't saying it in bold, I'm not saying it egregiously. I'm just saying it as a human. You go through things and you just don't know that it's going to be your story. So I wrote part of my story here. If you're interested, you can purchase the book on Amazon. It's $15.99 for the paperback, and it's $5.99 for people who may just want to scroll. That's called a Kindle. All right. So the book kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about tonight. I told my story. I'm going to allow my guest, the beautiful JAEL, to tell her story. So we have a very small audience in-house. And if you want, you can give some applause. It would definitely help me. Let's give some applause to our guest. Our second guest. This is my second guest on the Pink Chair. Good evening, JAEL.
Good evening. Hey, guys.
How you
Hi.
doing?
I'm good.
You're rich.
Yeah, I finally reached.
You finally reached.
I don't know. Like, every time, I tell myself, you need to be early, JL, and you need to try to be early at least.
Yeah.
There's always something on the road, and
Something
road
always
works going on, and cars moving slower than usual, and all of that. And I'm like, Wow, JL. Wow. Just wow.
That's all right. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm just glad that you're here. Glad you made the effort. I'm glad to the audience. Thank you guys for waiting and being patient with us. And you ready? You ready to get into?
Of course. I'm at 1,000% ready to get into it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you, JL. People may not know who you are. Let me just go to the live. I still cannot see. I can't see very many comments here. Probably I need to reload. Nevertheless, introduce, or do you want me to do your intro? Let me do my intro for who JL is. You can figure out who she is when she tells you more.
Right.
But JL is, I've known her as a radio announcer. She used to work on 98.1 Isaac the Promise. That's where I would have met her when I was doing an interview.
Yes, correct.
So I was the artist. She was the announcer. And I'm like, this is a cool chick. You know, a real cool chick. She did her job well. I did not even know she was a DJ. It was only when we started to formulate a friendship, I was like, hey, she has many skills up her sleeve. So she's an announcer. She's a DJ. She's done secular radio. She has a very, very nice catalog. She's young, so the catalog is going to evolve, I'm sure. But let us know from your lips, who is JL?
All right, so JL is a down-to-earth person, very vibrant, energetic, extrovert, you know.
Very.
A very extreme extrovert. Love to laugh, love to have fun. I am a radio announcer. I am a DJ. I'm an entrepreneur as well. A lot of people don't know that. I think my first business that I had was like a karaoke company. I remember.
I did not know.
Yeah.
But hold on, let me pop in that because you say you're a radio announcer. I mentioned that you did start off at, well, not start off, but I met you at 98.
At 98.1,
And
right.
now you are at
Sky 99.5 FM, yes.
Yes, so she works on the Good Luck, which is the afternoon drive, the best afternoon drive, I didn't say. Yeah, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That is with myself, my husband JD, and of course JL. Yeah, you can go ahead now. Yeah, you say it.
Yes, so
I'm here in the background, just in
Yeah.
the background.
Good night, JD.
he's
All
in-
right.
Yeah, he's in the background. Yeah, so I used to do, so I'm a radio announcer, yes. I used to work at many different establishments. You know, I started at Synergy TV. That was one of my first media jobs. I can remember it like yesterday, you know, and I met with Hans Rumini and he was managing.
The
Hans
Hans,
Rumini. He was managing at the time, and you know, real fun person. He gave me that opportunity, you know. A lot of persons wanting to get in, and it's like they couldn't get in, and it's just like I think I told that story many times.
I never
about-
heard it.
Oh, you never heard the story?
I did not.
Oh, they had some like career fair, the Dream Fair Complex.
Okay.
And I remember finishing school and sending resumes to Synergy TV and nobody taking me on, boy. Like, and again, no call, nothing. And when I went to the career fair, I was talking to a gentleman and, you know, he was real talking to me and said, you know, you interested in media, that kind of thing. I said, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, how about you send me the resume and I'll get it to the boss and whatever. I told him what my name was. He laughed with me. He said, yes, you seem like a real cool person. I said, okay, so who do I direct the email to? He said, you could direct the email to Hans Rumini. I said, okay, nice. I said, it's nice to meet you. I said, don't forget me, you know. Put in a good word for me. I remember he saying, yeah, go put in a good word for you. I said, I didn't get your name. What's your name? He said, Hans Rumini. And I was like, yeah, thank God you didn't tell me. You should have. Because if I was going to say something, you know. And he was like, no, I wanted to know who you are as a person. And it was so genuine. And I started off at Synergy. I remember even O'Brien Haynes coming in on the late half.
I'm just peeping your nails. Looks pretty nice.
Girl, it's
yes.
nothing, girl. I stick
Looks
this on
good,
myself.
looks
Yeah.
good. Sorry about that.
And and after Synergy, I moved to a couple other radio stations. I worked at Channel 5 in Tobago, Pulse 89.5 FM for some time. I also worked at Boom Champions 941. and listen, a lot of other radio stations I passed through, and I told myself, I said, JAEL, you really worked. You worked a lot.
Yeah. Why I like that, why I like that part of your story is because most people, most young women, let me not say most, women are groomed one way or the other, either to, you need to know how to cook. You understand? She could cook, she could push you in the house. You know, that's the conversation, not just in Trinidad, but around the world. People want to groom their daughters to be good wives. And I mean, times change, so women are also evolving into career women. And you sound like you had a path.
Yeah.
Was marriage ever really on your agenda? Or it was just, let me just live, I like music, you're just a rolling stone? Or was marriage on the agenda for you?
Well, to be quite honest with me, I was just moving, and I knew that at some point in my life I would be married, but it wasn't like a main goal for me. I had a couple of relationships.
So did I.
I also had a couple of engagements. My sister don't know half of my stories, but I did. I sure did. And
She don't know half of your story?
No, she does know some. I tell her most of it, but some of it she that yes, had to when you go into running and come and pull out the Bible. And,
My sister
and
knows. My sister knows everything about me. Let me just say. Did you just walk in the middle of the set? Yeah, that's crazy. Is it because it was bothering you or something?
Yes, apology.
So the cord that not bothering anybody but bothering him. Excuse me, and hear how loud he doing it too. Where were we? Yeah, I said
So,
my sister knows everything about
she
me.
knows mostly everything, but some little aspects concerning, my relationship, she'll know some of it, and some of it she may not know. But I remember a lot of three persons had interest in getting married.
Three
to me.
humans had interest in marrying you.
And I did not accept any of.
So when you say they had interest in marrying you, I mean, 'cause people just like people all the time. So is it that I like you and you communicate marriage, or was it like get on one knee and like proposals and stuff like that?
It was proposals.
So you got three
engagements,
proposals.
yeah.
You got three proposals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't accept any of. At the time, I was always looking at some fault. It's either you like to party too much, or the next person, I find you're a little bit selfish, a little bit stingy. I don't know if I could see my life with you. The other person, I felt like you're not serious. I can't trust you at all. I don't know what you will do. And so it went. And I just was like, nah, I'm not ready. I believe like I could just wait.
Okay, so we're talking about marriage tonight and the fact that yours failed.
Yes.
You didn't agree or you didn't accept three proposals. So when you did say yes, obviously I'm sure you thought that you were ready. But before we get to that, right? I kind of, all the talking before is to just warm you up to, relax. I know some people, when they come here, right?
Yeah.
We had the little cushions and some people would, put it on their lap for a little stability.
I find this feeling
Some people would use it to hide their little belly.
All that too.
If you have a little belly, you're hiding it. But I really wanted to just get you loosened up a little bit, talking a little bit about yourself. Because the conversation that we have to have tonight is not a very easy one to have. No. I did make my disclaimer to let people know this is not about bacchanal, but it's about the beauty and the bruising of just sharing your testimony. I think it's necessary. I know where we come from. People like to hide things.
Yeah.
They call it, I know Jaron has a song, it's called Dirty Laundry. And it's not necessarily about airing your dirty laundry. Why do you want to share tonight?
Well, my main purpose is there are a lot of persons or a lot of women and they are going through similar situations just like me.
So just women, not men? I'm literally asking why you want to share.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the men. I could just tell you from persons having conversations with me. And I felt led as well to really speak about what I have been through. I'm a person, I will stay quiet about stuff and just be silent about most things that have went wrong in my life. And I don't want to do that again. Because you see what the enemy he likes silence. You see, when you have to talk and use your mouth and use your words to say different things, the enemy loves to silence you. And he also loves secrets as well. And I don't want somebody else to feel like, you know what, because a lot of persons have perceptions of me. They think that I have it well, you know, I live in good, you know.
I thought that was like we went somewhere sometime and you asked me what I wanted to drink.
I'm like that. I'm like that.
I ain't never asked nobody. Watch me. I'm not accustomed to hosting people, right? So, I mean, that might be funny to you, but I was like, oh, she packing? She packing because she asked me if I was something to drink.
No, it's just, to me, it's like, it seems normal. It's part of my normal culture. Like if I go somewhere and I go and I get something to eat or I go in to get something to drink, I'm gonna make sure you get something to drink. I'm gonna make sure you get something to eat. Like, cause we all together.
We family.
Yeah, girl. I have a way others do that. But a lot of persons felt like I have everything together. And it's like so much of broken pieces in my life that I've just kept silent. And I know that some woman, some man, somebody out there, they are going to get their deliverance. Just from my testimony, they're actually going to realize that, you know, even though I'm going through something, I don't have to be alone. I don't have to be silenced. I saw on the newspaper that my art teacher committed suicide. And let me tell you how serious silence. Silent, you see, keeping silent about major issues in your life could cause so much of depression, and depression is a real thing. Mental illness is a real thing. I don't know what that lady was going through, but I wish I was there. I wish I was there where that person could have picked up the phone and say, yo, I'm facing this. Can you pray for me? Can you speak to me? When I was going through everything, I didn't have anybody to speak to me.
You didn't have anybody?
Nobody. I literally had God with me. And I spoke to God and I cried out.
I know when we shared the flyer today, this entire thing was very impromptu. First of all, it was very impromptu. So I'm glad that we're getting to have the conversation.
Yeah.
And there would have been mixed reviews as to why you want to share. You know, there are people that are concerned. They would say, watch me, take it to God in prayer, let God work it out. You don't need to do anything. And then there are people that are like, I want to tune in because there are women that need to hear that it's okay to wear the A. Let me tell you what that means. Long time when people were caught in adultery, they would have to walk around with an A on their chest. I'm not sure if you know about that. At least I saw it in a few movies, and it was it's a means to shame them for the act that they have done.
Right.
If you don't subscribe to Christianity, you may not really understand how important it is to ascribe or subscribe to grace, right? A lot of people think that grace is people who love grace look at it as a way to just live how they want. But I think actually that when you understand how grace works, it kind of just propels you to be a better person than let me just live how I want, love way. I don't think that that's what grace is about, you know? So I just want to make sure that you understand that there is stigma that comes with being a divorcee in the Christian faith. But I'm still telling you, even before we get to the end, that it is going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, it is going to be okay. How are you dealing with the fact that when you tell your testimony, there's always a villain in the story? And you know, the objective of sharing is not to vilify, but to share from a respectable place. Can you do that?
Of course. Listen, even with my failed marriage, I have grown so much. And I don't think at no point that I'm perfect. There's no point that I feel like I am better than anybody else or that I didn't make mistakes. I still do believe there are things that I could have done better.
That's good.
So even though the majority of the hurt and the pain and the shame didn't come from me, but I am at a point where as I went through, I endured. You know where the Bible it talks about love is long suffering.
Is it
And-
that you weren't long suffering?
I felt like I did. I felt like I have this way where, even when persons make mistakes, I love to extend grace. I'm always very forgiving. And I'm always very forgiving because when I make a mistake, I want somebody to forgive me. So I'm not going to, of course, you will get upset about certain things, but it's like repeatedly. You do something wrong, I forgive you. Okay, let's move on. You do something wrong again, I forgive you. And so it was going for me. I just keep forgiving. And it's like the person just not stopping.
let me take this time to say good evening to some of the people in our live. Good evening to Oshania. Good evening to Sadie. Love you so much, and I miss you more than you know. Good evening to Tia. Good evening. She's saying blessings, my friend, so I'm guessing you know who she is. Tia Joseph Chinapu.
Hey, Tia.
Good evening to Annalise Charles, and that's all the comments I'm able to see right now. JL. Let's get into.
I'm trying to share the light.
You're trying to share?
Yeah, I think
Let's. Hey, okay, I'm not watching myself on the screen here. Right. Let's get into your expectations. You walk down the aisle. You said yes to this proposal.
Right.
What were your expectations, and when did you realize that your expectations weren't being met?
Right.
Are you saying break, sir?
Oh, no.
What are you saying?
No, continue, my bad.
Yeah. So you said yes to this proposal. It would have been your fourth
Right.
proposal. What made you say yes?
Yeah, that's my question. I wanted to
Yeah.
know why she said yes.
Why I said yes to
Right.
this one?
Okay, so this person, I believe, was the way that they portrayed themselves to me was very, very different from the rest.
From the other guys?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
He seemed to be very much put together. He seemed to be very sound in his mind. He's so different from me. So different from me.
So you not sound?
No, well, girl. I'm an extrovert, so he and all wasn't even accustomed with my personality because it was so much
big,
in
it's
his
big.
face.
Right.
Like, hey, it's so many sides and energy to me. He wasn't accustomed to that because he was very much reserved and introverted. So when I met him, and funny story how I met him, I was dealing with something. I was dealing with a loss of somebody that I really loved, right? And that person died in a car crash. I was devastated. And at that point in time, because I'm a public figure, I'm a radio announcer and all of that, I get messages all the time. I get
Right.
messages on Facebook and Instagram and that kind of thing all the time. But I'm not a person that goes into my messages like that.
Oh.
Right? So what had happened was I would be posting different things. So I would post like things that I'm doing, probably different events that I've been to and that kind of thing. And I remember when I was posting, because she was trying to talk to me in my inbox, but I don't go into my inbox because there's too many messages. I don't want to be overwhelmed, right? So I just leave it. I just leave it. So it's really hard to try. I mean, now it has gotten better. People message me and Messenger, I
it's
may
hard.
answer.
It's a lot. It's hard.
Yeah. But at that time, I was not going into my messenger at all. So I remember posting some stuff and he saw a picture of me. I think I had an event or whatever. And he commented under the picture. And he was, he was saying stuff like, I can help you with that and this. And, very friendly. But so it's almost like he was having conversations with me under my pictures, right? Because you can't talk to many messengers here. You got to go under the pictures. And I was like replying back because I'm thinking, it's friendly, whatever.
Right.
And I remember he said something like, check your inbox. And I checked the inbox and we were talking.
Right.
And we talked there, we exchanged numbers, and we started having conversation on WhatsApp. Now, I really didn't know if it is he liked me or not. Right? I didn't know. I just know he was friendly. Now, a lot of Christian people are very friendly to you, but not because somebody is friendly to you means that they like you or they're trying to pursue you or they want a relationship. It's a strange thing.
It has to be strange because in my head, okay, I'm like, I get to the point. Hi, don't tell me, tell me what you're hiring me for. Let's get it.
I thought you women knew off the bat when a man is be interested in all you one time. This is news to me.
Well, honestly, I could be wrong or just not learned enough at the time. But to me, I can tell the difference between a genuine, hey, what's up? But to me, when I get inboxy, to me, that says a bit more. It says that you want more. Even if it's a friendship you want, it says you want more. It's not just a genuine good morning, a surface something. If you are you're in my inbox, it means you want in. You want to come in.
Girl, these men in Christendom, it don't ever be like that. It is sometimes they just want to talk to you.
Okay.
You know much time I take that out of context thinking that somebody is interested in me and they want something more. And that time they're like, no, girl, I'm just talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just friends. And
yeah, no.
right. So for him, he was same. He's talking to me, but he was just talking to me a lot.
Right.
Telling me information that I feel like I didn't need to know, like, we're doing now and, these kind of stuff. In the beginning, it was pretty strange because I remember he used to only talk to me on business days.
Oh.
So from Monday to Friday, but the weekend you can't get him at all.
Okay.
Really weird. Really weird.
I remember when I was in a situation and I couldn't get the gentleman on a weekend because it wasn't a good situation. If I can't get you on a weekend, it's because you got a lady.
Well, I thought that initially. And
but it was different. It was different.
He said no. He said he works a lot. He works Monday to Friday, and on the weekend he decided to take his weekend to sleep and to relax.
Okay.
And then, of course, he's he's of the SDA background.
Oh.
So of course, Friday into Saturday, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I mean, it was understandable for me at the point. At the point, I kind of was just like that weird because I'm accustomed to that. Because I'm Pentecostal, so you do.
So did you trauma bond? Because you said you gave this man an audience because you just lost somebody, and I guess you needed somebody to
I
talk
feel
to.
that, but he was talking to me at that point in time, but it had other persons that were talking to me at that point in time. It's just that I didn't like the other persons that was talking to me.
Okay.
He, in my mind, I was like, oh my God, you're talking to me, but you're so good looking. Very, very shallow. Very, very, very shallow at that time.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, he looks good looking. You have a nice face. You're strong. I was like, I always wanted a strong man. You know what I mean? So he was all of these things. And I was like, if he's talking to me, I'm going to entertain it because the package looks like this is what it is.
All right. And I don't think there's anything wrong with liking the package.
You're right.
I mean, let's be real. Christians have ovaries too. So we have to like what we're looking at. Let me just ask in the chat, can you let me know how many people we're talking to tonight?
Good question. We have 300 people. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Good
A
evening.
total of 300 people on 3 different platforms.
Okay. Good evening to all of you. I know one platform is YouTube. The next platform is it JD and Nisa?
Nisa, your page, JD's vlog, and YouTube.
Okay. All right. So good evening to everybody. So we're talking to a friend of ours. Her name is JAEL, and we are giving her a chance to share her story about marriage, divorce, and healing from that. I know when she shared initially, because I saw a live with you last night.
Yes.
And I was kind of surprised. I'm like, what is she doing? And I believe when you share it's important how you share because people could misinterpret. It could be bitterness. They could think you're bitter. They
Crashing
think
out.
you're crashing out.
Yeah.
You just want to tell a story, you know. So we cleared those things up with giving the disclaimer at the beginning. It's just a safe space. We are protecting identities, but we are still getting to the helm of what happened in this marriage and why she is where she is.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Based on what Jill was saying. Jill,
Yeah.
you met the person, you found he was a nice package.
Yeah.
I have my concerns with people who see people they like them, especially in church, and they just you start courting one time. Was it a quick courting situation for you?
Well, okay. So after we started talking on social media, which was Facebook, that was the platform. I asked a lot of questions. I was asking a lot of questions because I was not too sure what it was.
Yeah.
You know, because he talking to me a lot, you're sharing information. So I'm like, do you like me? Like, I don't know what this is. I said, because I have a lot of friends and I don't know what it is that you're doing or what it is you're looking for. I just know that you're being very friendly and I don't want to come off anyhow. So it's not like I telling him, well, you know, I really like you, let's do this or whatever. I just kind of want to know where we at.
Right.
And he said to me, well, yeah, of course, I like you. He explained to me that he used to listen to when I was on that other station.
Yeah.
He used to listen and he was like, he wanted to know who this voice was. He wanted to see who the person was. And he did say that he stalked my social media for quite
'cause,
some time.
Yeah, I can't do it. I know this is your interview, but I can't do it. I just think, you know, I know we live in a different time where you can meet the love of your life online, but I just think it's very scary. That's just me. I think it's really, really scary. But kudos to you. So basically, this was a internet love.
Yeah, it was an internet love story. After I asked him if you like me, and then I asked questions. I asked a lot of hard questions as well. I asked questions like, okay, so you like me? You like me like what? Like, you like me like a girlfriend? You like me as a sister? Love me you like me like a homie? You like me to get married to me? Like, what you like me as? You know what I mean? He was like, well, I like a girlfriend, you know, like, you know, I don't know where it will go, but you know, as for now, this is how I like you. I made sure I asked like certain questions like, okay, so since you like me as a girlfriend, I just want to know, are you in a relationship? It's because you just have to ask, you know.
Yeah, you have to ask.
They will tell you they like you, and that time they're in a whole relationship. So I was asking questions like, are you in a relationship with anybody? He said, no. I said, okay, you're not in a relationship. I said, is there anybody that think that they are in a relationship with you?
Hey, I like that. Listen, it's a conversation. Listen, there was a time when I pledged my love for my husband. He was my husband at the time, but I did pledge my love for him. And there was a chick who thought she was probably the one who, you understand? I just said, sometimes you had to ask them because you think you're not, but somebody else thinks that they are. You know, so I rate you 100 for that.
I asked him, I said, yo, is there
Anybody
anybody
that think they're with you? Come
that
on.
they're in a relationship with you? He
Come
says,
on now.
no, nobody.
Come on now.
I said, okay, well, I guess this seems good. You know, I heard what he said. I said, okay, no problem. I remember the first time we met up, he had something to do in Trinidad. I think some business, something with his job that he had to come down for. And I said, okay, let's meet up. You know, because he's like, I'm coming up. So he was like, since I'm coming to Trinidad, we should meet up. Okay. I was like, yeah, of course, meet up. We went to the savannah. You would have thought that we knew each other for such a long time. Let me tell you why. Because we were in the savannah, we were holding hands and everything, swinging hands like a lovely couple and all of that. It was nice. He bought something for me to eat in the savannah. Then I had to pull out my wallet and look for you know, money to buy anything to eat. I said, oh gosh, you're too sweet, because I was already done pulling out my wallet. He said, no, go pay. I'll pay for it. I said, okay, nice. So you know, little things you watch,
right?
And these little things I looked at.
So in the beginning, there were no immediate red flags.
No immediate red flags. He seemed to be a very soft spoken, you know, just he seemed a bit shy at first as well too.
This be the problem, eh? You see them soft spoken one? You gotta watch them.
And
Carry on.
okay, Judy.
Carry on.
And I liked that because I was not that.
Okay.
So when they say opposites attract,
It's true. And,
It's true.
And opposites can also attack.
it's true as well. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that you like outside of marriage, when you get married, it becomes just an elevated version of it. And it could be much if you're not ready for that.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, it attracted me,
Right.
and that's what because I didn't at the point I didn't want somebody who was like me. I wanted somebody different because I was getting a lot of people that were like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, this is different for me. Probably this thing would work.
So let me just interject, JD. You could probably read a couple comments because I can't see any on my side. Anything
All right.
worth mentioning before we continue?
Yeah, just say good evening to persons. Ocean. Ocean is agreeing. She says facts. One person asked, however, earlier on, did you pray about it?
Yeah. So I guess you can answer that question.
Pray about the relationship.
I guess they jumped the gun, or because I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if it's
because
just relationship
that would
or
have been
marriage.
a little, further off. Now we still at the dating stage,
Right.
and now entering.
Well,
the
do you
relationship.
pray even to go on a dating stage?
I was
Do you all enter pray for everything like that? Like
for me to be honest with you, I didn't. Remember, I'm not recuperating from losing a loved one.
Yeah, this sounds boundary.
So he
This
was
sounds
making me take my mind off of the loss of somebody that I loved, and it was at the point in time it seemed to be like it was working for me.
Yeah, a lot of people ask that question, so it's not a bad question. Did you pray about it? A lot of us pray about things, and we still don't take the answer that we get, or sometimes we don't get our answer, and we still forge ahead,
Right.
Because we want to do something. So I did say that you didn't receive any immediate red flags.
No.
So you went ahead. The relationship evolved,
Yeah.
and you became engaged. And are you ready to move from dating to
Well, at the point he was treating me really nice.
right?
He was being a nice person to me. Every time, he would say, okay, well, he would give me money for no reason. It's not my birthday. I never asked you for anything. I don't need anything. But he would say, no, hold this. Even he was that person. When the person died, he came to the funeral with me.
Oh yeah.
So when I crying and bawling on the place, he's there. He's like, everything will be okay. And so it was.
so you come to the funeral with the man who you was with?
But he came to the funeral, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with supporting,
Okay.
you could support with intent.
Yeah, he came to.
So the man who you was in love with before, who you done with, he
No,
gone
he
with
died.
you to the
He
funeral.
died.
No, it didn't. That wasn't his story.
The
though.
guy
That wasn't his
died.
story.
So you was with a man who died. And he go on the funeral with you, knowing he like you?
Well, I think up to this day, he still claims that I didn't tell him that I liked the person on me and the person wasn't anything. He said that I told him that was my friend, which I find it hard that I wouldn't have told you. Knowing myself, I would have told you this is what happened to me because remember, we wasn't serious as yet.
Right.
And I explained to him, I said, yo, this is what this person, I really like this person. We were together at some point, and he passed.
Girl, don't let JD trip you.
How
up.
long are you court for? Courting.
Well, okay, so we entered the relationship in January, and in December, I was engaged. Like, I think it was my
the same
dad-
year?
Yeah, the same year. My dad's birthday,
Okay.
and I was engaged.
That's fast.
Or was it my parents' anniversary? It was one out of the two. It's either the birthday, the 17th or the 18th.
Not her calling dates like
Yeah,
Christmas.
I could remember it like yesterday.
No,
So-
but at the end of the day, though, people could be around with intent. My whole issue with friends who pretend that they don't like you is just weird because it's just, that's what we just say, that's my friend, but I really know you want him, it's just weird. But as I guess a human flaw or whatever, we disguise a lot of things as friendships. But that's for another pod. That's for another podcast. So, can I continue, JD? Or you
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
another
I'm good.
interjection?
I'm good. I remember I have plan and wallet, so just go ahead.
So, basically, this person did share good qualities. He's not a horrible human
No,
being.
no. He shared good qualities like, just being caring about well, first of all, I kind of, men that will ask you what it is you're looking for, what it is you want in a guy, and that kind of thing. I don't know why I told him. So I told him what it is I was looking for in a
What do you
man.
mean you don't know why you tell him? If he asks you what you're looking
Nah.
for, you're supposed to tell him.
I reach a stage now in my life, I would never tell somebody what it is I want or what it is I'm looking for in a guy. Let me tell you why. People pretend so good, but persons could only pretend for so long. So what will happen is if you tell somebody what it is you're looking for and what it is you want to see,
They will that.
try. Remember, this is the honeymoon phases. We now starting, so you didn't really know the person too good. You know what I mean? So they will try to just be that of what you want. Let me try to be that person, and that is what he did. He listened well. Exactly what it is I wanted. He tried to be that. And I was like, this is like a dream come true. Oh my gosh. I was like, Jill, imagine, this tragedy happened to you and now God just sent this man for you and he's just so caring and understanding and so giving and all of these things. Little bit quiet, but then I'm very fun. So he didn't have to be me. You know what I mean? So we enjoyed our time getting to know each other. But in the relationship there, it seemed to be like a lot of red flags, but I look over it. Let me also tell you why. The person that passed, I told myself that I'll never find somebody like that again. He was so honest. He was 1,000% honest. Really, really honest guy. He was so honest.
100% honest.
You could backtrack everything he says. There's his words, whatever he's saying to you now, the action is like hand in hand syncing with it. So it's like you don't have to question if this person is saying or lying to you or anything like that.
So honest but not perfect.
Honest but not perfect. Of course, he
Okay.
had flaws, a lot of flaws. But honest, like brutally, even if it hurts you.
Yeah, that's how my husband is.
And I could respect that.
Yeah, it's a tough nut.
Yeah.
To live with somebody or to be with somebody who is brutally honest,
Yeah.
even when it
hurts.
It hurts.
It
yeah.
hurts. And after that, I said, God and ladies, this is why your words are very important. What you say with your mouth, what you use your mouth and you say. Remember the word of God, the Bible says that death and life are in the power of the tongue.
So what
And
did you
that's a
say?
real
What did you
statement.
say? What did you
I
say?
said at the point I was going through a depression because he died. And I said, God, listen, I know I'm not going to find nobody honest like this man, This man you take, and no, I'm not going to find nobody honest like him. So I might as well just settle down with anybody. It doesn't even matter who it is. Anybody at this point, I getting older. I say, God, I'm getting older. I want to get married and I want to have children. And I'm watching my time. And we women have these expectations. At a young age, I knew I wanted to be married. I wasn't studying it at first. It's like you have the thought, okay, this is what I want, but you're just living life until it comes. It's not like I'm focusing on it. Right? But I knew that I wanted to get married, I wanted to have kids, and I wanted to do it young. I didn't want to wait at a certain age to get married and to have kids and to have businesses and assets, vehicles, and all that. I didn't want that. Right? And because I said that, and I also said many different things. I remember on radio, I was working on radio at a time when I met him. And I used to talk like this. Because people were saying, there were people calling in and they were saying that they got a divorce and they want to remarry and all of this. And I said, as for me, I will never get a divorce. I will never do that. I say, I will stick. And there are people that could quote my words that I did say that.
Yeah.
I said, I will stick through this thing. I say, until death do us part, I will never, ever, ever. And I despise those persons that got a divorce.
I'm so glad you shared that, JL, because I feel like this is one of the things that God does with us as human beings.
Yeah.
Same thing for me. I got married very young, and I hated cheaters. You understand? From movies go back. I'm like, how cheating? How people cheating? I will never cheat. You understand? And when it happened to me, I was like, what is going on? How am I becoming the same thing that I detested? You know, the word of God says we have to be careful lest we fall.
Yeah.
And I think it's a healthy mindset to take on. In other words, we are human, but we don't know what we're capable of. We don't know what can happen to us. As long as you live, I promise you, the thing that you hate the most
Yeah.
you could turn into that.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, especially in church, you know, we talking about church because we in it, right? A lot of people, just like JL, could admit you look down on people that things happen to, not understanding that this could happen to you very easily. You could wake up and somebody just decides, I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to be somebody else. I just don't like how you gain weight. I just don't know who I am. I think I want to be. Or they just become a serial cheater.
Yeah.
Or whatever else. And before you know it, you are in a marriage that is headed for divorce. And then when it happens to you, you know what you just want? Grace, grace, grace. Follow him. You know that song? Follow her. When it happens to you, all of a sudden, the same condemnation mouth that you did have when it wasn't you, you just want it.
It's true. I literally never thought in a million years, because the person that I am, I want to work through everything. I don't even like going to bed upset. I hate it.
Me too.
I hate it. It really messes with me. I don't even get a good sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I felt like I was built for, you know, just working things out and finding different strategies. I understand, okay, if one thing doesn't work, how about let me try this? This doesn't work, okay, let's try this. This don't work, how about we try this? So in my mind, I'm like, I know without a shadow of a doubt, no matter what happens to us, I am going to work it out. We are going to work it out. And that was my mindset.
Work out what? And how long you was married for?
Okay, so we moving on to there, or we
Yeah.
gradually coming
Well, I
there?
don't know. I just asking based on what you were saying. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was married for at least 2 years. Wasn't even, I don't even think it was so long, because the first year being married, we were done
It was bad
very
already.
rocky, very, 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 very rocky.
Okay, so because you're there right now, right? Let me just acknowledge some people in the comment section. Oshania says facts. We have Larynx Merit in the building. Big up you, big up on yourself. He says, yeah, that's why I don't ever feel I better than people. Hey Sherry. Sherry says, so true, Nisa. We have Amika Williams. She says, yes, my ex woke up one morning and said he want the rest of the year to sort himself. And that was it. Nothing else. Jill, we're gonna skip to the marriage. So of course the gentleman, he displayed the characters that you needed.
Yeah.
You said yes. You just mentioned you were married for about 2 years.
years, yeah.
And then you hinted that even in the beginning,
It was
your
very-
story is such a mirror of mine. It's crazy, right? My second. It's shameful. No disrespect meant, right? The marriage started to basically not make sense. How soon after?
right after the wedding. All right, let me explain.
what do you mean, right? What do you mean,
Yeah, because I want to give her the space to decide if she wants to go into. Yeah.
right after the wedding?
Yeah. So we already had a lot of trust issues,
Right.
because of in the relationship.
Hold on. Why and how? Like a algebra question. Can you say I do with a lot of trust issues? What's happening? That's weird to me.
Remember,
sure.
I was moving off of I and not listening to what God was saying. I want to get married. I want children. I want to have this future, this big future. It wasn't what God wanted for me. So because of what I was being literally disobedient and not listening to God. Every time he would lie to me, I would forgive that man. Every time he would tell me I would never do it, baby, I will never hurt you. I will never do this again. He does it again. And then he does it again. It will just be different instances, but it's almost the same thing. And he lied a lot. He lied a lot. And somehow, every time he would lie, it's like I don't even have to go looking. These things presenting itself to me in my face. For me to say, oh, you said this, but this is this. Oh, you told me this, but what is this? And it will be different stuff for different females. Females you're working with. Well, no, not working with. Females you're going to school with.
Right.
Females that you know that you're friends for a long time. All these different stuff. And I just looked at it. I remember at this one time, we were dating. He got into a relationship. And as soon as he got into a relationship with me, now because he was living Tobago, I'm living Trinidad, he changed the picture. We take a nice picture together when he was going back to Tobago. He changed the picture and he have me and him as profile picture. And he have profile picture on Facebook, profile picture on WhatsApp, profile picture all over. So I'm like, oh, nobody gonna just post you if they're not serious about you. Then they would want people to know what it is. You know what I mean? So for you to be posting me like this, you ain't no way you doing what you're not supposed to be doing.
Someone is asking, JAEL, what were the red flags you ignored before you were in the I mood?
Right.
I want to get married. I want to.
Right.
What did you?
What were the red flags?
The line is one. You lied before, or
so after getting into the relationship, he lied
okay.
about things that he shouldn't be lying about. Remember, the first question I asked you, are you in a relationship? You said no. I said, do it have anybody that thinks
that they're with you?
That they are with you? He says no. But soon after in the relationship, a young lady's calling me to tell me that she saw a picture with us up and she wants to know what's going on here. What is this about?
So let me ask, there's one man in the room here tonight, right? I know this is not about you, but JD, why do men do that? No, I'm not saying that women are innocent.
Yeah,
you know,
of course
but
not.
why do men, like, why the lies? Like, I mean
early
like,
in the relationship,
like,
I don't feel
why?
like you
And then
need
to get to the point where somebody had to come and make you feel stupid.
All right. So check this out, right?
Yeah.
So we're not proud of it, but everybody lies, men and women.
I just said
But
that.
what I'm saying is this, right? I don't understand if someone is trying to get into a relationship, right? And you tracking you pursuing somebody. You want them to be your girl, your woman, your lady. But then you have a next lady.
Yeah,
you have a full relationship.
You ain't close it off.
Well, he wasn't really in a full relationship.
What is what?
So apparently it was somebody that was interested in him for like 3 years. So, but he was entertaining it.
But this is what I'm saying. They're not closing it off. They didn't. So I'm asking.
Because he wasn't really into she like that. But it's like he didn't have anybody else then, and he might as well. You know, it was like that vibe. And she basically told me, she said, "Yo, we have been speaking for some time," and she showed me the messages. They telling each other they love each other, all kind of stuff. And they actually literally talked when he came to Trinidad. And we went around the savannah. They were talking to come back because I think she had a birthday coming up and something. They were planning. And he told me, he said, "Oh my gosh, what I done was foolishness. This was foolishness on my part." And he said he would never, and he realized how much he was into me. That's why he didn't do anything for her birthday. And he was going to lock that off.
He just probably was trying to just jambo earlier.
No,
yeah, and I'm asking.
So he would lie, but the relationship thing.
That's not what it was.
That's
not what it was.
No, but yeah, because if he just probably wanted to have.
I just want you to say it, JD, because at the end of the day, not that I'm saying men and women are different,
Right.
but I just asking you because it happened to me too. It happened to me too. You in a position, you put me in this position, and then you just sharing what you're supposed to share, and then some Chick-fil-A see the picture and decide to message you with screenshots, this, that, and the other
Yeah.
to tell you something else, and it's triggering, man.
No, well, the thing is, what I don't understand is
Why lie about that?
Why lie about wanting to be in a relationship? I mean, some men just had to do them kind of thing to get sex. They just can't come out and say,
Yeah, but
"Watch me, it has somebody I own," and
that
but-
wasn't his.
that was new vibe. Oh
No,
yeah,
he wasn't trying to get sex from me.
Right. So I guess
So
we
what-
can
so
allow
what you
her
were-
to. We could allow her now to.
Yeah, no.
Progress into
He was
that.
very, very, very respectful, and he cared about my spiritual development. You know, he cared about.
Oh my God. JAEL is a real fool, you know.
I have to take a moment.
Take a moment.
I
'cause-
have never met somebody.
Woo! All of that my inside laugh, eh?
I have never.
Lisa, you laughing at the girl. You
I
laughing
am
at the girl,
laughing
and she is
because
emotional.
she's silly. She's going to say something. I know
I
exactly what
have
she's going to
never
say.
met somebody that cared
That
about.
didn't want to. That didn't want to
yeah,
touch you.
He
Oh,
cared.
that's what you're
he-
thinking at.
I know that's what she's going to
I
say.
didn't know that what she was gonna say. So
He cared
You-
about my spiritual development so much. He told me, he said, fornication is a sin. He said, listen, I'd rather marry you than fornicate. I was like, wow.
That's new.
And you know, these men before, they tried to get in your pants.
yeah, say, I've never met somebody who didn't want to touch me.
For real, this was the first for me. And when I saw that, I was like, this thing's so different.
Right.
I say it feels so refreshing. Yeah, I'm not telling him, oh God, give
my
my
God,
kiss
there's
now.
something there.
You want
Oh my
something
God, there's
now.
something
And,
there.
he wasn't trying to touch me. He he never disrespected me. That man never disrespected me. He cared about my spiritual development. And I was like, wow, JL, you need to be more like him.
Right. Are you being sarcastic right now?
I felt like I needed to be more like him. I needed to be because I mean it really was a first for me.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
So that's not his story because he
Right.
was not trying to be like intimate. He said, I see you as a queen. He said, I would not want to disrespect you and your body like that, and I'd rather get married to you. But there were too many lies in the
Right.
beginning that I just overlooked. Like I was like going to explain to you. I remember there was a time I came up because he's living in Tobago, I'm living in Trinidad. It means like for the weekend or something, I'll try to come up the road so that at least we can make time. Because of course, you know, he posted me. Remember the girl done call me to tell me that how this is what is going on with her. And she was fed up. She told me, she said, I don't even know if I could forgive. And I literally talked to her, I said, listen, I think you should forgive him. You know, people make mistakes. And sometimes men don't even know what they want. They're still dating to see this and that. I said, but what he did too, he should have told you something. I said, that was completely 100% wrong. And I said, but I said, forgiveness is not for just for him and for this son, You need to reach a point where you can forgive, because guess what? When something happens to you and you want forgiveness, you need to go and forgive that person. You need to go and forgive your neighbor. Because
Jovan-
God is not going to forgive you.
Commentator Jovan says, a man don't ever come out and say they want sex. They always pretend to be good, but the intention is to get it.
Oh, no, well, that wasn't his intention for me. That's intention for men. But it wasn't his intention.
It started by, I did ask her how soon the marriage started to
Right, so-
unravel. So you did say within the first year, basically. So you
As-
wanna walk us through that uncomfortable?
Okay. So, like, for the other people that wanted to know, there were red flags. It was the lying. I just want to make that clear. It was a lot of lies.
Yeah.
And I felt like I couldn't trust him because it was just lies upon lies upon lies. But I keep forgiving him. Every time he said, baby, I'm sorry, I forgave him. I might have get on bad. I might have get on bad.
get on bad.
I
Come here
might
to mash up the
have
yard.
raised my voice. I might have even curse.
Right.
Right? Go. I'm not perfect. I've done things that I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, Kirk Franklin
Right?
as well. He's had his moment.
But
Yeah.
I forgave him every single time
Yeah.
that he did it. Right. So we moved on. So we got engaged. Even in the engagement process, it was still very rocky. But because we were doing counseling and that kind of thing.
Right.
Right. And even in the counseling, I had a lot of concerns because he was just too nice.
So somebody's
guy was
saying
so
this is so he
nice.
love bombed you then. And Carib is saying basically that's what he did. That you would call that like smothering, that love bombing.
Yeah, but he was just so nice. He made me feel like Jael, you have a Jezebel spirit in you, or you have this kind of speak. Because I would want to hold your hands. I want to give my boyfriend a kiss, but is he like no fornication and we shouldn't be doing these things. So he made me feel like Jael, you are 1000% wrong and you need to be delivered from the way that you are feeling because this is wrong and the Bible says things. I ain't saying no.
Right.
But then
But you didn't okay, based on what you're saying, he didn't pursue sex.
Right, no.
Nor did you, but you were more affectionate. You are saying you want to kiss your boyfriend.
Yes.
You want to hold his hand.
Yeah.
But he was not interested.
he not on that.
Okay.
He not on that. He like
Yeah, I don't think that's
Well, I
wrong.
guess that's
I
what
don't
a
think
Christian man is, a
okay,
strong Christian
can
man.
we, can we be realistic here, please? We know, but nobody here is 15 and 16 years old. I think people need to know what their triggers are and how far you could go. So if you know you are a bat in heat and somebody's skin can't touch you, then you create rules for that arena that works for you. But I don't
But
understand.
I explained to him because the relationships I had before, I wasn't always in church,
Okay.
No, I was a church goer because when my mother tell my sister and I, listen, put on this clothes, we going to church. We going to church. So I would go to church and we grew up going to church. But to say having the fear of God in you, I still was doing things that I should not be doing, even in relationships, because I was in relationships with persons before that was not Christian.
People are asking you questions here, right?
Sure, no
Someone is
problem.
saying, what I don't understand is if at the end she realized he was lying, why did you believe the beginning was not? It's not making sense.
So can you?
What I don't understand is if at the end she
Yeah.
realized he was lying, I'm guessing he's saying
The end
why-
of what?
I guess in the end of everything. Why did she believe the beginning was not lies? It's not making sense.
Okay, so I was at a place where I was very much vulnerable. And I was at a place where I did not want to start over.
Okay.
I didn't want to meet anybody new. I didn't want to say, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? I just didn't want. I believe, like, even though this was happening, I felt like I don't need to start over. How about we fix him?
Oh,
Because I believe, like, God could fix anybody.
okay.
So I felt at the point in time that even though he lying, I said, this is something that you could go counseling and you could pray about it and just be delivered. I mean, not because your sin different from my sin means that, you're this horrible person.
But why do women think that we can fix men, bro?
I didn't think that I
Why-
can fix him. I
Okay.
felt like God could fix him.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I realized that you have a lying problem.
Okay, cool.
And let's go to church more. Let's do some counsel. I believe so much in him that he could have been better.
Okay. So you
it.
married potential. I don't think there's a problem in marrying potential. I think that's beautiful, actually. But I do understand that, everybody had their own
That's
their own
the
threshold.
reason why I stayed.
Right.
That's the reason I stayed. I stayed because I felt like, I said, it ain't so bad. He treated me good. He doesn't spend any money.
But he lies.
But he lies.
But in any church, if you're doing counseling, right? And I'm not meaning to rush the brush or anything like that. But
Yeah.
is that enough to go to the courts or to say, hey, this marriage ain't working out because I was a liar?
Well,
Is that enough?
Well, we knew it was. The both of us knew that we wanted to be married,
Right.
and we knew if we were to be like 1000% honest, like if I was to share what I was really going through, I shared some stuff to the person that was counseling us. But if I was to be 1000% honest, we wouldn't have gotten married. He would have said, "This is a bad idea. Don't do it."
But you just wanted to be married.
I wanted to be married. So I was at a like I told you guys, right? I was at a stage where as failed engagements, I want to just be married.
You just
I want
wanted
us
to
to
be a
work
wife.
things.
You wanted to.
I want us to work things out, and I want us to be in a happy marriage, because it was the lion, and I felt like he was not like intimate with me.
All right. So he wasn't intimate with you,
No.
and he was a bit, well, overly dishonest.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fast track into the first year of your marriage.
Right.
I believe that there were some redder flags.
Yeah.
You
of
want to
course.
share that?
You see, marriage just it brightens up what is already there. You know, it makes it really, really huge for you to see. It does not cover it. The ring doesn't cover anything. The ring does not stop anything. But it just brightens it up even more.
Right.
When we got married such in a beautiful place. I remember I took out a lot of loans. He got money from his boss, and we said that we're gonna do this thing. We are going to get married.
Right.
And now, because we was not being intimate and these things, he would say stuff like, "You know what?" Because he married me on my birthday, February 3rd, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, Jael's birthday is in 10 minutes. Jael's birthday is in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
That's
So we're
crazy.
going to sing a song for you. We're going
Yeah, we're going to sing a song for you.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he married me on my birthday, and before he would say stuff to me like, February 3rd, you go see.
I go, what? You
Don't worry, you ain't getting nothing. February 3rd,
You
you
get
go see
wet.
everything. You go see
February
everything.
3rd, you could see what?
I would see how much of how affectionate he is to
Right.
me in terms of physically showing his love.
Because they weren't
being
intimate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and these
nothing wrong with
things,
that, because
right?
the man of God doesn't want to do anything before. And that's
Yeah.
the counsel of the church.
Yeah.
Don't let your good be speak evil
Evil
of.
spoken of.
What's the next one they say? Don't put yourself in situations where you can't get out of,
Right.
Yeah.
and all of these things. So yeah.
So
Where you again?
Well, I mean, it's a very like I told you, I've never met somebody so by the books, especially with God's word. Nobody know the Bible more than that man.
Adventist. know a lot
That
of
man
scripture.
could quote scripture. I didn't
Yeah.
even know the Bible as much as that man.
Yeah.
And when he speaks to you and he's ready to speak and you open up his mouth,
That's-
because he's very quiet, eh?
Right.
When it's time to talk Bible, he point form and he know how to talk. Right? So he told me, he said, "Listen, February 3rd, you go see."
You get wet.
And I said, "Oh my gosh, this is my wedding day. I have to be so prepared. Not me going and buying this, that, getting prepared, because I'm like, oh
You
my
bought
God,
the lingerie, girl?
I was ready. I
You
was like,
shaved up and stuff?
I was listen.
Nisa,
Nothing could have stopped me. Nothing could have stopped
Lord,
me.
she shaved.
Listen, I even at that point in time, I don't know why my menstrual cycle.
Oh,
It have a way of just popping up when really huge things need to happen to me, like a marriage,
right.
right? Like I'm being married on that day.
Right.
So, and I felt in my body like I was like, okay, this is time. I'm watching the dates. I'm like, listen to what's going to happen here. I'm going to get my menstrual cycle is going to start. That's what's going to happen. So, guess what I did?
You did what any normal woman would do. You go to try to take the tablet to delay.
Girl, I went to the pharmacy, get the
Right.
tablet. You know, you have to take that like 3 times a day,
Yeah.
so that it can stop
Delay
your
it.
menstrual cycle, delay your menstrual cycle, so
Yeah.
that it don't mess up anything. Because he told me February 3rd, I will see.
Yep.
Okay, so
He sold
I
you.
did that. I
Right.
did that. I sure did that.
You heard that, right, Ocean? Go ahead.
And February 3rd came, and it was so much of preparations into, because he wanted to make sure that that big day was special for me.
That's
He really
nice.
did. He really wanted to.
I
make
think
sure.
that's sweet, though.
Yeah, I tell you, he's not so much of a bad person. No. He's just lie a lot, and he just don't touch me. But that's okay. He's not a bad person. right?
Right.
He wanted to make sure that that day was extra special for me. And we were so tired after the reception. Well, not me. He was very tired after the reception. And he read shy too. So I remember having on this garter. You know the garter
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
reception. He's supposed to go under the dress
Yeah.
and take off the garter. He was telling me, you see, baby, you got too much people watching, baby. I don't want to take off the garter. I don't want to take off the garter. And I was like, okay. I said in my mind, I'm like,
But you get Moses.
listen to
He did so he didn't want to go. I mean, it's not a laughing matter at all because if the person, well, maybe he's just
She just said he's shy.
shy. I mean,
Moses. I don't understand what you mean by Moses.
I really don't know what he's saying, but he didn't want to. He's not that person, guys.
He's not the aggressor.
Very, very. He even got he got a lot braver with me. You know what I mean? He was very, very shy and close, and when he started to be with me, he started to be more open, and he would still be like, babe, let me don't do this, and let me don't go there, like this. He would still have that way, but there are some things he would say, babe, you want to do this? Let's do that. You know what I mean? Because he want to make me happy, right? So after the wedding, but he didn't take off the garter because he done tell my baby, because we did plan it.
Right.
We had a little set that we supposed to do and whatever, so he could take off the garter. He didn't do it. And I was like, okay, so we are going back into, so the reception is done. We just wanted people to leave, just leave.
Yeah, just leave.
We're ready for to leave. We want to go upstairs
We
in
wanna
the villa.
go, yeah.
Please leave. Please go. People dancing, people eating, people thing. I told him, I said, okay, well, it was kind of winding down a little bit. People were getting ready to go because most of it was very, remember, this was around COVID time. So I got married on February 3rd, 2022.
Yeah.
Around COVID. So it of course, it was not a big wedding. We were really supposed to have 50 persons in the space, in the venue. And people came out and they support, and it was time. People got the queue and they bust out. They go on wherever they had to go, wherever. So I'm excited now because you remember.
You waited.
This might sound bad.
Waited. Oh, you know that song? Travis
No.
Green.
I love that song so
oh yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Waited.
Yeah, not him singing.
Ooh, wait. Continue.
So
Jen.
we waited, and I was excited for this. And we went up into the room, and he looked so tired, and I don't know if he was drinking alcohol or not. I can't remember. But he said to me, he said, I'm gonna bathe, and then you will go take a shower, and then we take. So I'm like, so why? Let's us. We married now, so let us bathe. Us. He still was moving very shy. He was like, he wanted to go and bathe. So I said, okay, the man probably just a little bit shy, whatever. Let me just leave him, right? He went to take a shower, and then he went back and lie down. He didn't even help me take off my dress. Listen, I have to literally struggle to take off my dress. At this point, I'm there like, is it me, Lord?
Oh my
I say, God, no, don't make everything a problem. You see why women just get in trouble, they want to open their mouth and make stuff a problem. Just leave it as it is, right? I go on, I take the shower, because he say when we take the shower, or when we take shower, because he's taking his, I'm taking my hands.
And this is February the 3rd.
February 3rd.
When you go find out.
When I go, this is the day I'm supposed to find out,
Okay.
right? I realized when I came back outside, he was fast asleep. Fast asleep. And I sat there on the bed, and I gave him a tap. I said, baby, I said, baby, February 3rd, remember you tell me? I didn't want to be too, because I could be loud. People just tell me, Jill, loud. I didn't want to do the man that,
Right.
this is my husband now,
Yeah.
right? I said, baby, I waken him up. Babe, remember you tell me February 3rd, I will see. I say, baby, it's February 3rd. This man looked at me And he told me that this is not how this is supposed to happen and that I am bullying him. And tears came down that man's face. Tears came down that man's face. He cried. I said, babe, baby, I did something. I said, baby, no, I just wanted to know. And he told me that I should not do that. And he turned around and he went back to sleep.
Is it okay if I don't know how to respond at this time? I know the cameras, I know this is live, but I did not have a prepared face for what you just said. So we're dealing with a number of things here. So the comment section is commenting. They're going on. Listen, Jacksonville is is a riot. So okay.
You know,
So let's call this for what it was, right? This is a lot. Now I could understand being tired after our wedding. Jay, do you
That's a
remember
lot
we
of
were
work.
tired? No, Naomi was here for our wedding, and I think we took off for something to eat.
Listen.
We went back home, but we were tired as well.
not that tired.
No, I'm trying to be very
And I'm not playing.
understanding.
Okay, all right, so listen. I'm the fly on the wall, but let me say this. A wedding could make you exhausted, eh?
Yes.
Anxiety, especially if you don't have a wedding plan or a wedding planner.
We had a wedding plan.
All right, well, scrap that. If you just the fact that you're getting married,
Right.
let me talk as a man here.
Right.
Listen to me.
Why are you shouting at us though?
Because again, passionate, right?
Normal. We
Let me
normal.
talk. Let me think.
This is
Listen,
the thing.
right?
Thank you.
No, but let me just represent the men.
Right.
This is my second marriage. The first one, I remember being very exhausted.
Yeah.
If you eat the day because you probably didn't get to eat, everybody else eating.
Yeah.
You're making sure as a man, you want to make sure everything
Everybody
go right.
okay.
Everybody okay. You're studying the loan, all kind of things you're studying as a man. So the night, right? Now remember I marry you, we have the rest. Now the tradition is that we have sex the night.
Right.
But sometimes, depending on how bad things get with the man, we might not be able to
perform.
So, and under tiredness and stress, some men may not get an erection.
Right. So we're not saying no to that, but what I want to respond to is the reaction. It's a difference in saying I'm tired versus what she said, bro. She said there were tears and she was accused of being a bully.
Yeah, but that,
And said this is not how it goes.
Yeah.
She don't get to do that, and he went back to bed.
You went back to bed.
That's not, you're tired. So the comment section is
I don't know
going
answer for that one.
on, day off, I can. So somebody is saying, Amika said, where is it, boy? Amika said her husband was tired and he went to sleep too. But Amika,
Right.
did he cry and tell you that you were bullying him?
Yeah, that's a little bit rough. The bullying
So
part,
you see, I'm not accustomed to this type of thing.
Right.
No,
I don't want to make jokes, but the bullying part,
Yeah.
you had to take out the ing. That's you get it?
no.
No.
But
Alright, cool.
this is what I'm saying, right?
Continue.
I feel like I didn't quite know how to react because it caught me so off guard, and you made promises to me and these things, so it's like you're waiting for this moment to happen. And in the relationships I had before, it was like I didn't care about waiting for marriage. You know what I mean? I even explained to him, I said, listen, help me to understand what your love language is. Right? So if we know each other love languages, we know how to treat each other, because I said my love language is touch.
Right.
He said his love language is, what was it? Time? Spending time? What would
Yeah,
you call it?
quality time.
Quality time and something else. And I said, okay. But I couldn't understand what was really happening, because at this point we are married now. You don't want to take the shower with me. You wanted to take the shower by yourself.
Right. I forgot that part.
Yeah, and then when I wake up, I tried not to be so loud, and I wake you up quiet. I say,
Right,
baby,
right.
because I don't want you to say I'm shouting at you and you're sleeping. Because you could be startled if somebody
Yeah.
shouting at you and you're taking a
I
sleep.
mean, if you're a baby.
Yeah, exactly. So I am tapping you softly, rubbing your shoulder, baby.
So-
Today's February 3rd.
Okay, so
And
so
that's
JD,
the problem. Anyway, I will say this after.
so JD highlighted that, and I appreciate you saying that as a man, that with so much of stuff on your mind, you have to spearhead everything,
Yeah.
even if you have a planner. So the man can be tired. As a matter of fact, the bride could be tired as well.
Yeah.
Right. So your marriage was not consummated on night 1.
No.
Was it consummated
So-
on night 2?
So we initially wanted to do something in Punta Cana. It didn't happen. So we planned to stay at the villa. I think it was 4 days, 7 days. I can't even remember, but it felt like a long time we were there at that villa. And every single day that we were at that villa, there were people over. There were persons that did not make the wedding, and we were.
They come to check you.
They come to check us. We had food, we had drinks, that kind of thing. We were playing games, and sometimes we would go out with everybody. But that night, I literally knew that this marriage would never work. I knew it. I
All right,
felt
listen. Okay.
it. I felt it. It in my
That is
mind
what
was
you
like
s-
disaster. This is a disaster.
In the beginning of, sorry, Nisa, but in the beginning, you said at the night of your marriage, you knew it was an end.
Yeah.
It was an
yeah,
end.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that it was a little bit
Too soon?
rough and too soon to say right there and then this thing is
No.
a disaster because of one night?
No, it just you see, it's never just be a night. Remember, I was going through the trust issues before and the other things.
Right.
So
It was
all
just
of this in
overwhelming.
one, and then on top of this, I was like, this is not going to work. And I there, and I was like, JAEL, what have you done? What have you done? This mistake is like too much of a mistake now. I said, JAEL, all right, stay calm. We still have a couple more days, because what I end up leaving my job at 98.1 FM.
Right.
Because the counseling session, they told me that the wife or the woman should go where their husband is.
Naturally, I think.
They should go where their husband is. So I left. My boss was like, JAEL, what are you doing? She told I would just like take some time and then
Yeah,
I'll
but
be
not
back,
leave, yeah.
but not to say leave. But I started like that, it took some time. But all of the counseling that I was getting, I was like,
Yeah, you can't
I
be
have
apart.
to resign, I have to leave.
You can't be apart.
I have to leave.
One commenter says, and I hope I don't butcher your name, my friend. Is it Mashika? Mashika? Where's that there, Renee?
I can't see.
Huh? Mashika. Mashika said, did you overreact? What if he was just really tired?
No, well, I mean, you could be very tired. It's just, to me, I feel like a man should be a man of his word. He was making a lot of promises, and remember, we were holding ourselves off until marriage. So to me, it felt like a letdown. To be honest, it felt like a letdown. for
Even
me.
if you were let down, okay, I respect the question from the young lady. So being disappointed is fine. What I don't get is being called a bully.
Yeah.
That's weird as all hell. That is weird. It's weird. It's just, it never making sense. So we have you're not showering with me.
And then-
Okay, we tired, but now I just asked what's happening, and then you're crying and you're telling me I'm a bully.
Right.
Right? So you did go to say further to that, you had a few more days in the villa.
few more days in the villa, and it was the same thing.
Right. So
Every
nothing-
night,
Wait,
he's
what?
tired.
Oh
Every
my
night,
God.
every night.
Wait.
He was tired. My poor baby was tired, and I just was like,
Okay, this is.
Wait, pause. Hold
So
up.
We have a comment here that I need to read, right? So Lyndon Mack is saying, sorry, I need to hear the man's version. Because no way you are saying you had trust issues, still went through with the marriage.
oh, Lyndon Mark is really good friends with my ex-husband.
Oh.
All right.
So yeah, that's his boy.
Okay.
That's his boy.
Well,
All
I'm
right,
just reading
so-
comments, all right?
So Well, Lyndon, we don't have him here, and as we understand, he is telling his story.
He have been telling his story to
So,
people.
fortunately and unfortunately, he doesn't have friends with a bigger platform to tell their
So-
story. But
so-
someone is asking, what was his performance like when he did do it, asking for myself? No, you don't have to go into
You don't have to even answer that.
you don't have to answer that.
Right. Okay.
Somebody is asking, was the marriage ever consummated?
Okay, so this is what happened. So for the days that we were at the villa, nothing didn't happen. And in the marriage, he was just going to work and coming back home and nothing. It's just and I keep asking him, and he said that he has stress on work, and to come on to stress at home, he said that's stressing him out. All right. I said, okay, no problem. I said, let's go.
So how long we looking at,
So we're looking at some months passing. And he said to me that, because of course I'm pressing him because this is new for me. This is different for me. I didn't understand exactly why this is happening. And he said to me, he said, babe, I have, because some men, they get that when your testosterone's low, you get
it's a reality.
erectile dysfunction, that kind of thing. And I said, okay, I said, babe, we could take things for, like to fix this. I said, because I mean, this is common in a lot of men as well. So we could find stuff that you can take.
So that was your
And
response to, okay.
Yeah, because I felt like, he was probably a little ashamed to tell me or whatever. So I said, well, we could work on this because I want to make sure that my husband at the time is up, running, and healthy. You know what I mean? But men just shy away from that. They don't
From
like
anything
to talk.
health-wise,
Yeah, they don't like to. That's a sticky talk. So he was a little bit ashamed about it. But we tried different stuff. So that was one of them. He said we get ashwagandha. We go and try honey goat weed. We try some other thing. He always have me spending a lot of money on my side of the money. I know we put our money together and it's our money, but my side of the funds in the marriage, we would be spending to get these things, and nothing was apparently working. He couldn't. He was not attracted to me. He was not. But that's how I was feeling.
Right.
Now he said he loves me so very much. He loves me a lot, but it was not being shown physically.
I am.
Can I ask a question?
I am now completely confused.
Can I ask a question? Because you see, this is very sensitive, right? And one of the things I said in the beginning of this live is that nobody intends to shame anybody. This is the horrible part of telling a story, right? Because you have to be aware that there may be people that have no idea who the person is, and then there would be people who have an idea. So it can get very, very tricky. And I just want to ask if you're okay, because I don't know if you ever said that out loud before. Because one of the things I'm realizing is I don't even know what I am looking like. I don't know what my face is saying, because I feel a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you see, there are people that know, and then there are people that don't know. But I was a wife that wanted to make sure that my husband is like I loved my husband. That's one thing.
Okay.
One thing I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I loved my husband. So if he asks me for anything, or he needs help, or he needs to do anything, I would have got. So even in all the lies, because remember, I've forgiven him,
Yeah.
I would try my best to get that for him, or to do it so that he's good. Right? In this sensitive area, I felt like there was things. I remember because I have a cousin and she's in the medical field, and these things I would have been asking questions to see, okay, what we should take, what we should do, and these things, and nothing seemed to be working.
How did you deal with that after waiting for a while?
I was disappointed. I was disappointed, and remember, my love language is touch. So all of these things happening, and then it's like I realized, like, when we go out to certain places and stuff, and he see PC persons around, he would try to like hug me up and he would try to kiss me. But when we were at home, none of these things were happening. So, okay, when we are going to sleep, right, he has like, okay, I sleep on the right hand side on the bed, right? So that right hand side bed is closer to the window, so it jam up to the window. And he sleeps on the outer side of the bed, right? When it's time to sleep, he don't do all them PDA and thing. When it's time for him to sleep, he want to be on his side of the bed. You understand? So I'm on the other side of the bed, like, okay, you know. Don't want to hug, you don't want to hug me up. You don't
Girl,
want
I
to...
thought I was ready for this conversation, and I
Yeah,
just want to apologize because I don't know where my eyes going. I listening, my heart breaking.
Let me get Lyndon's comment
Oh,
in.
he's saying something.
Lyndon
again?
said, so me saying I need to hear his story is a bad thing. I didn't judge her. I'm just saying I have questions, which is quite all right. I'm
Yeah, I think
exact.
it's fine, yeah.
But it's alleged, Lyndon, that you know the individual.
So
but
he
if
could
you
have
do,
the conversation with him.
yeah, if you do, you could call him up. But this is her time to share her testimony. She's just out of surgery. She had a major surgery as well, and this is her time to give her testimony. As we understand, she wasn't saying nothing for a long time, and you know the thing that's go when you're in the media and when you're in the public eye, things are being said about you. So, in the form of just clearing the air, I think this is healthy. And so many other women now saying that they have situations like that. So.
So do you want to talk about the surgery, or we want to...
No, you
No,
can
no.
continue.
What I want to know is this, right? Wedding night, first night, second, third. So you're out.
It turned into months based on what
It
she said.
turned into months.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said that.
Because we started to live with each other.
Yeah.
And you know, I started even working over there.
And
in
nothing.
Tobago for some, and nothing. He would make a fuss. He would say I'm fussing with him, and he don't want. And there are times now. To be honest with you, I feel like he, because of me complaining, because it seemed to be a complaint, because I keep coming to him with the same issue. He would have tried to see what he could have done, but it was not
It wasn't
up.
happening.
It was not up. So we tried different stuff to see if it would work for him. And then you see, being in a situation like that, you want to be understanding to your husband, but then it made me feel like, why did you marry me? Because as a man, you would want a woman who could cook and wash, and these are requirements that you as men would feel like you need. And as a wife will have requirements that she would feel like she needs. And he knew that I wanted this thing, and I was so excited because I was holding off.
And this is the problem with church and church relationships, right? We shy away. Wait till they get married. Nisa, we spoke about this on the podcast. You clearly say, listen, in this day and age, I asking a man to see the size of his penis.
Okay, no, hold on. I'm a person, I speak with context. You can't just say that without context. We were having a conversation, and somebody's story was that her husband or whoever, her fiance or something, they had a small private area, and she was tricked into a situation or whatever. So she got married, and she was kind of like, what's happening? Because his private area was small.
Right.
I simply said, if I a grown me, I'm 44 years old, I'm 45 years old now. If I'm having a grown-up relationship with someone that I'm intending to marry, I do not see the problem. If you take my Christian card for me for that, then take it. I am saying, as an adult that is having a conversation moving towards marriage,
Right,
I
and that
think
is it.
nothing is wrong with seeing what I am working with. That
Hey,
is just
listen,
me.
Listen, that is it. And let me tell you something. A friend of mine in church,
I not
on the
saying-
worship team, a female, right? She got married to a man from church. Apparently, he was attracted to the same sex,
Right.
and he thought by getting married, because that's
It
what
would-
the church tell him,
Right.
he would get deliverance,
Right.
and he would get married. And then when he got married, he still like man, and he was not being attracted to his wife, and guess what you gonna do?
Right. So all I'm saying is, you said this is a thing in church, and all I'm saying is, based on what JAEL just said, is that people need to know that accountability with your partner, future partner. I'm not talking about a game. I'm talking about we doing big people thing. We having grown conversations. We want to get married. We want to do this. We want to do that. Can we not be 5 years old and say we can't go to the mall together? We need to go in groups. Can we get it together?
I felt like,
Please.
I want to explain something. I felt like even in the courting stage, I've asked questions, and I ask good questions as well too.
Okay.
And in asking questions, I would ask questions just like the same
What was
thing.
one of your questions that you could tell us?
One of the questions I ask is, all right, so are you a person that, because he didn't seem to be very touchy or physical with me, and he said that he respects me, and fornication, and I remember those words. So to me, because it was a little bit different and new for me, I asked questions like, are you into this? Are you into like anal sex? I needed to know certain things, like you ever had attraction for men, these things, because you ain't touching me and I'm a female.
Right.
So I'm asking you these questions because
Okay.
I want to know what it is. I want to know what it is. And he said, no, one. And then he said, two, he found that I was being very vulgar.
Okay.
And from that conversation we had, I never
just pulled
asked,
back.
I pulled
You pulled
all
back.
the way back. I never asked him anything to do, sexually again, because I was like, and that kind of hurt me. That hurt me because he said I was being vulgar. So I was like, okay, fine. Let's forget that. Let's move on from that. So it's only so much that I could have done. I just said, even though I've seen this man flaws, and I know that there are things that he had to work on, I believe that it's something that he could have worked on and we could have fixed together. Because I wasn't perfect. I was very loud. He didn't like loud at all, and he have very small ears.
Yeah,
So
Dilly
with
is very loud too.
my loud mouth, he didn't like that at all. Like, I laughing loud. Sometimes I talk loud. He would say, "Baby, oh God, the neighbors gonna hear downstairs thing."
Yeah,
he
you're
would
very loud,
say
it's
stuff like that. He would say, "Jerry, you're talking loud. You're walking loud. The people go hear downstairs." All kind of thing. He used to say things. So I didn't have it all together. There are times when we would fall out and stuff, and I thinking I talking to you right here.
Right.
And he's saying, baby, the people could hear out the road. He was saying, baby, tone down. I sure some of the tenants downstairs used to say, oh God, them getting away again.
So is this,
Oh, Lord.
is this the reason, is this the number one reason that your marriage dissolved?
My marriage dissolved because my husband did not want to work it out. My husband says with his mouth,
Okay.
my ex-husband said with his mouth that he loves me, he cares about me, he wants to work it out, but when it's time for us to work it out, we don't. He always wanted us to have or to show that we happy, but we wasn't happy.
Right.
So a lot of persons would have seen a lot of pictures being posted and these things, and some of these pictures being posted, I now finish crying. You know what I mean? It was like a show. When we go out and we are out with people and these kind of stuff, he want to show that he real huggy, plenty kissing me. And sometimes I go in so. I go in so because I'm so not accustomed to it, because I know when we home and I try to hug you and kiss you, you're not on that. You're pushing me off. Oh gosh, baby, gosh. You know what I mean?
You know, this is this.
Well, I thank God that camera not on me, boy.
Yeah, because I keep looking at my phone to see who the camera on, because I don't know what my face is doing. This is a lot. It's very emotional for me.
So can I just ask
Go ahead. If it's a respectful question.
It's a respectful question. So listen, let me just let me just get this elephant out of the room, right?
Okay.
You for those who might not catch on yet, what you're saying is you get married
Right.
and never had sex with your ex-husband until you got divorced?
No.
What?
No. It could have never thing. How we can't have sex if it's not thinging. I don't know. I'm trying to find a nice way to say it.
So I just want to, okay, so in court, you swear on a Bible. I don't have a Bible right now, but I do not expect you to lie to me. I don't expect you to lie to the audience. I don't expect you to have no heart and lie about this person, because we are all going to be responsible for you lying on somebody. We ain't trying to perpetuate that kind of lifestyle on the pink chair, right? So I'm just saying it, even though, like when we in studio, you would say, Bernice, you don't have to ask that. And I say, girl, I'm just asking it for formality. You are not lying to me.
No, we did, however, tried to.
Okay, I appreciate that.
We did, however, try to. So we would try.
I appreciate that.
But nothing is working. And he would be sad about it, because he would say, baby, I feel like, I feel in you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So but there are a lot of persons that would not believe, but this is what I went through. And this is what I faced.
Nisa, with your permission, sorry, JAEL,
With my permission, JAEL.
may I ask,
This is not going to.
in trying, did any oral was performed at least to say, well, look, let me try to please my wife?
Because people are saying that in the comment section as well. And then there's an entire conversation in Christendom where people believe that is also off limits. Eh?
What is that?
Oral.
He don't like that. He said that is not what you're supposed to be doing. It wasn't made. He said the your private part for a female has germs and bacteria, a lot of bacteria down there. He never did like that. He didn't like that. I try. I say, well,
Yeah. So we have some comments. Someone is saying, I'm serious. I think she should stop this interview. Can you tell me why you think she should stop the interview? There's somebody saying maybe he has childhood trauma.
He had a lot of childhood
Trauma.
So this is what we.
Is this your story to tell, though? I don't know if that's.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about these things, but this person went through a lot. This person, I remember, he even made me go to the pharmacy. Remember, we were trying to make my marriage work. So even though it have the little faults at trying to make it work, he would make me go to the pharmacy to get Viagra, because he said he don't want to go because he don't want the pharmacist to see that he buying it. Right? He used to feel shame for a lot of stuff. He even had little run-ins with the law.
Right.
Right? So he was locked up for
He was
fraud. Right? And he did 16 months or something in prison?
This is a lot.
Exactly. He was also molested when he was younger. You understand? But he only told me that because later down in the marriage, when I realized nothing not happening, we not being intimate, I threatened him to leave him. And because I threatened him to leave him, he decided to tell me now that he was molested by a male.
So
when he was younger, he said he was younger, and he said it happened, and all that had him in this kind of way. You know what I mean? So I was like, but babe, I tell you a lot of things that I felt like I shouldn't have told you. I told you a lot of my deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah, but JAEL, life doesn't work that way, right? Life doesn't work. Remember, and we had this conversation before. The way that you would love someone or the way that you would value somebody, these scales in life will never be balanced.
Yeah.
So somebody is always, and it's not a bad thing per se, but I think sometimes someone loves somebody more, somebody's attracted to somebody more, but there's still love in the equation. So you saying, but I give you all my stories from when I was 6. It doesn't mean that they are ready or that they okay or that they even know how to do that.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think that you should get into a marriage with that. Because
I am agreeing.
Because you left me with a lot of questions when I don't see things happening.
I am agreeing.
You left me, and then I felt like it was too many things was happening. All right, you're not being intimate with me. You're not being intimate with your wife. So you're leaving me to think that something is going on. So
probably
remember
someone else.
or is someone else, and I saw stuff with different females and different things, conversations he should not have been having.
Right.
A lot of conversations that he should not have been
So
having.
that mean persons are asking in the comments, and we just
I'm just trying to ignore certain things
Well, all
because
right.
I don't want to offend.
Yeah, we
I
don't
don't
wanna-
want to offend anybody.
We still want to be responsible,
Yeah.
but because of what she is saying, obviously, as big people, certain questions will
Yeah.
arise. Did you see anything that me would have led you to think, well, probably, because you see he's a liar.
Yeah, he lies.
And then some things he just wouldn't tell the truth about.
Yeah, right.
Did you see anything that you could say, well, maybe he's attracted to the same sex?
Oh, well, this is what happened. Because a lot of time was passing, months and stuff was passing, and nothing was happening. It made me turn into a private investigator. At a time on my hand, because them time and day, I work in TV, I work in short hours, I work in radio, over there, short hours, that kind of thing. So when I get home, I have time on my hands.
Right.
So I became a private investigator in my marriage. And because he's not telling me, and he's going to lie to me. And every time I catch him in something, or something that looks very horrible, that he shouldn't be having conversations, he shouldn't be having these conversations with people, he just got better at doing it. So what he will do is he would delete messages. He would sometimes you're seeing like just this person talking, but you're not seeing anything.
Yeah,
because he already deleted his messages.
Right,
He already deleted his side of it. So he will do stuff like that. He just got, now because I keep catching him in things, he just keep getting better at doing what he was doing. There was one day he went to work. I was cleaning up and stuff. And as many things I just found in this marriage. He said he don't smoke. I clean it up and I see in hem butt. You know the butt of a hem?
Yeah.
He's on the floor. Right? And it's like, I say, babe, but until time you don't smoke and things. He says sometimes he'd be stressed out and I stressing him out because I keep coming at him with this and it's always some thing and
You're
some
only
next
pressuring
lie.
him. You're
I pressure-
pressuring him for sex.
It's not just that. It's the sex and then the lies, because there are other female, because remember I'm not thinking anything, other females that he should have been cutting off relationships with and blocking them, and then he unblocking them and he talking to them. He like telling them he like them, and you're in a marriage.
Yeah.
You're in a marriage. So all of this was just weird to me. You understand? And he keep telling me sorry, he wouldn't do it again, and then doing it again.
Were you pressured religion-wise more than emotion-wise to fight for your marriage?
Yeah, definitely it would be religion-wise. And then what the Bible says, and God hates divorce, and that's not something that was in me to say, all right, all these problems I'm having with this man, let me get a divorce. No.
And you're not. Let me just reiterate. You are not perfect.
No, of course
Did
not.
you ever do what he did to you?
No,
to
he
him?
never had them problems with me.
So you were faithful.
Faithful to my husband. He
Okay.
never, and I used to tell that to him. I said, but babe, all these things that you're doing to me, you're not seeing me doing these things. He will make little comments about he feel this one like me and that one like me. Watch out, this one watching you, but you're not seeing me doing these things. So I'm not being disrespectful and having conversations that I shouldn't be having. All right. The day he went to work, and I was home and I was cleaning up, and see the cigarette butt, a thing, and say I had to talk to him when he come back home for that, because I didn't know that this is what he doing, and he hiding and doing it. And I went on his laptop. And I say, JAEL, yet again, private investigator mode, because this man not going to tell you the truth. And you need to know what is causing this. If something that happened to him, that he probably needs some type of help, try to find the problem, try to fix. Let's get behind this. Let's see what's going on. Went on his laptop. He had little videos, a little probably women before and that kind of thing. Nothing to say sexual, but just I was seeing one person reoccurring in the laptop. Then I said, okay, well, I would talk to him about that again. Let me see what that was. Because I knew the face. But it's like, this person, I don't understand why this person is in our marriage when this person should have been cut out from long time ago, right?
I want to ask you a question, right?
I could finish.
Because I'm feeling again, messages at the side. Again, you're still okay? Are you still okay?
I'm still okay, but I
okay,
wanted
that's the question. I just want to know if you're okay.
You see, I heal from this.
Okay.
I heal from this because if I was not healed from this, I wouldn't come and share. I wouldn't come and talk about it. But there are people that I've told my story to, and there are people that went through just what I went through, and they weren't able to go forward with this. I know one individual, she actually was in St. Anne's because she didn't know how to deal with this and the pressures of like she just didn't know. I don't even know how I did it, but God. I don't even know how I did it because I was crying out to God every night. And next thing is he didn't like when I'm crying, but we'll go there. We'll go there just now. On the laptop, I went into, because I was just being private investigator. Let me see. I need to find something. My husband not being intimate with me. Let me look. And I remember saying, okay, I ain't seeing nothing really, you know. I said, let me look. He just be watching and thing on his laptop because he like YouTube and thing. He like to watch funny thing and thing. I said, let me go in the history. And in going in the history, I saw that this individual was watching gay porn for a period of time. And a long period of time. And that stood out to me. It stood out to me. I'm like, seeing from 2015 go straight up. And I say, okay, no, we're going to have a problem here. This is a real problem here. And when he came home, I asked him about it. And of course he lied because that's what he does. He said, I don't know. He said, you know, babe, when I'm doing the schoolwork and thing, it has just pop up. I say, I say, watch the history because I want to show him what I'm seeing so that we could try to break this down together. I say, what I see in here is I see like you keep searching this. I say, watch your dates. The dates are here. And I see you searching this particular same-sex kind of porn. And I don't understand why you're doing that.
So you wanted to try to help even in that.
Yeah.
So you would have been, okay, you see, this is very tricky. I cannot even disappear because this is live. I am telling you this is a lot. And are you prepared for what your phone might look like tomorrow? Because we're not saying anybody's name, but you are now telling how should I frame this? You know, when I asked you before, is this your story to tell? And it's a catch-22 because it happened to you, but a lot of this information is about someone. What if that someone is not ready to tell this story? What if that person doesn't agree with what you're saying? Are you prepared? Are you prepared?
I'm always prepared.
Well, remember,
Okay,
Nisa, part of a small percentage of this interview also is because she's now telling her side of the story.
We have been telling
I'm
his
understanding.
side of the story.
I'm understanding. I'm just.
When I remember last night, so I would continue. Just a side note from doing a live last night. I remember a guy came to the live and he said, I know you. He said, but you lying.
Right.
I said, you know my story? He said, yeah, because the man you're talking about is my bedroom. And my bedroom don't tell me you wicked.
Right.
And I said, I wonder what narrative people have of me. I wonder how people are perceiving me. I wonder what information is getting out. And I want you all to know that I was just the person that took it too far and that accepted the wedding. But in his relationships, if you speak to somebody, because I tell you, I was investigating the marriage. I was calling people up because I know my husband gonna lie to me. I know if I go to my husband, no, my husband gonna lie to me. So I felt like, and I know that woman used to get vexed. They're like, girl, why you calling my phone? Like, ask your husband. I'm like, girl, my husband been lying to me. And I know he been lying to me. And I believe I had some sort of faith that I believe that my husband would have changed because we were praying, even though he would lie and all of these things. In the night, we praying together though. And I would pray for him. But there was so much of darkness I was seeing because even me seeing this and he lying about saying that it coming up in his search and all of that, it had a time he did say to me that okay, fine, you want to know the truth? The truth is I fed up watching the same thing and I wanted something different. I want to see if something different will work. But it's like he shame about who he felt like he was becoming or what he felt he was becoming. I felt like my husband, my ex-husband, didn't know who he was and he didn't know himself. I felt like there was a part of him that probably wanted to change, and we tried deliverance. But then he don't understand that even with deliverance, you go back and do the same thing, it going and come on you even worse. Watching the demons going to be even more. You decide that you're going to go through deliverance and they cast out demons, because I went to deliverance with him. I saw deep something coming out of this man and he vomiting out blood. And you know what he decided to do? Because they told him, I said, listen, you need to work on your marriage. Didn't want something was telling them, listen, don't stay here with this woman, go back home. Go back with your wife. Go back in this next door. See, so he didn't want to live with me again. Because he find exposing who he really is, and he didn't like that. But then at the same breath, he didn't want to leave me.
Right. Because sometimes we can get comfortable, and this is just a general statement, we could get comfortable being hidden. Because being hidden, so someone right now is saying, which is Anne or Amy, she said she is right to speak her truth. She is brave to speak her truth. To stay silent is to be an accessory to her own deception.
Yeah.
Crystal Foster, of course, we're not afraid of our persons who may have your different opinions. I saw your comments before, but let me read this one.
What did she say?
But you know he was lying to you before you got married, and you still get married, Gil. The girl told you about it. And Crystal, you're a woman, if you are, and this is not a fake page.
Yeah.
I guess at some point you will find out.
That's a normal.
You see,
because people lie.
Yeah, because she said the same thing that Jacksonville said. People asked her from the time she started to speak, why are you staying with someone that is showing you that they are lying? And I genuinely believe, like, when you love somebody.
That happened to you too, right, Nisa? In the beginning with.
Yeah, when you love someone, and I don't know if it's a woman thing. I could only speak from a woman's perspective. My marriage was over in a week. If I was to take it for what it was, it was done, bro. It was done. I know that I did not leave because I'm like, what manner of bacchanal is happening? This is my second marriage. How are you lying to me? And I'm not talking about, is it raining? No, it's sunny. I'm not talking about that kind of lie.
Yeah.
And again, I wrote a book, so this is not bacchanal. Even in my book, I protected. I didn't name names. So, but if you go through my pages and stuff, you could probably see who one of the exes were, right? And people believe, especially if you're Christian, you believe you could pray through certain things. You believe that, you could talk through it, you could counsel your way through it, you could read a book through it, and it is going to make a difference. But the truth is, in a lot of those situations, when a clown shows himself to be a clown, it's just a clown. It's just that, how do you walk out of something 2 days old? How do you walk out of something a week old when you just spent thousands of dollars? None of us really know how to readily do that, so we stay.
And we were paying off loans together. But you see,
this is a lot.
I would say this, and
This is a lot.
I would make this very, very clear. My marriage, it got to a place where things were really bad. And because I'm finding out all these things, and people looking at me that this girl is stupid. This girl she has no sense to stay with a man that is all of his problems. Just leave that man. There were some persons that would say, you know what, just go counseling. Counseling will work and all of these things. And we tried. We tried because I have to try with him. It's not just him trying. I have to try to work with him to see, okay, how best we could fix this. But I already knew that, JL, this was something where you wanted to do, and God was not leading you to do this.
So do you want sympathy?
I don't want sympathy from anybody.
Because you're saying you saw your red flags, God told you no, and you still walked in.
I disobeyed. One, I felt like that, you're being disobedient, but you feel like, okay, I done in it, so God just fix the situation for me. God, I done in it, just change around this for me. I say, God, I don't want to start over. I don't want to be with anybody else and start. I say, because and this was my mentality as well too. Okay, you see where you're getting now here, you might get even worse if you go and start over. You might as well, because nobody is perfect, you might as well work with that person and you'll become something that is perfect to the eyes, and perfect to God as well too.
Potential is it's a very beautiful thing.
It is.
God sees potential in all of us. And we keep making mistakes. We keep making mistakes, and God knows He knows our end from our beginning.
Yeah.
So I understand the whole loving potential. I used to say women have a stupid gene. And then somebody cleared it up. They say it's a human problem. Humans, we think that if that happening to me, I go on one time. But really and truly, as Ocean rightfully said, there are so many contributing factors to why people stay in bad jobs, why people stay in bad relationships, why people allow toxic family members to allow them to stay and just, oh, well, it's this and it's that. It's toxic. There's the reasons people stay in areas because people are afraid of what change can bring. And you just don't want, as you say, to start over.
Yeah.
You don't want to start over, but you have to start. Look, you have to do it anyway.
I still have to do it now,
Go
but
ahead.
but I feel like my ex-husband, I felt like he knew what he was doing all along.
Are you angry with him right now?
No.
Or
No. I gave my entire situation to God. I'm not angry with that man. I'm not angry with that man. I don't certain things I didn't understand, and I didn't understand why he was doing it. I felt like even with the help and the counseling that he could have gotten better, but it's like he didn't want to change. He's saying it with his mouth, but his actions show differently. I can't be talking to a grown man about the same thing over and over.
I feel you.
I can't train a man or try to tell a man, love me, or love me like this, or don't do this to me. If you love and you respect somebody, there are things that you would not do. There are borders that you would not cross. I felt like he also did not fear God as well by how he was treating me, because I catching him on real stupid scene with woman, with stupid scene with man. I remember it had this profile, he didn't want to know the guy, and he was talking to the guy on Facebook Messenger. And when I asked him, I said, what are you talking to this man about? He said, he talking about politics. He talking about things. But when I watch the messages, I see like ended video calls, just a lot of video calls being ended. I'm like, I said, do you know this person? He said, no, I don't know this person. This my friend. And you know what that man told me? He said, I'm insecure. He said, JL, you're insecure and I don't want him to have no friend, that he can't have no friend. Because I know the guy and my girlfriend could test to this, we call up that guy. And you know what that guy said? That guy said, yo, I'm a little thing. I try. He coming on to me and whatever, and you know, boy, he hot and sexy. I go get him just now, man. Supposed to come down the road. I don't know what conversations that they were having. The guy didn't even know that I was married to him.
All right. So I want to congratulate me. I have
Okay, JD.
controlled myself. I have not.
We appreciate that, JD.
Right. So
Yeah.
a round of applause for me. I would like to say, however, JL, I mean, this was supposed to be a 2-hour live. We're 15 minutes over.
Yeah.
And yes, it could have some humorous parts, but this is a devastating story.
It's very devastating.
I heard I'm seeing person saying why didn't what's the word, annul
I know.
the marriage.
Why
I
didn't you
don't
annul the
know
marriage in the beginning.
in the beginning. I don't know if that
Too
type
much
of
they said too much of time
time.
passed.
Right, that's what I
So
was going to
couldn't do
say.
it. Yeah.
So he couldn't do it because an annulment have a particular time. And then remember, we Christians, so we always
You want
trying
to
and
keep trying. You want to keep trying. You
in
want
this,
to.
a secular, a carnal person when I say, oh, so you ain't sex me on the first night, second night, third night, I gone, you know, or they done get next man. But that was not her case. So the you know, she's trying. There are I still have a lot of questions. Obviously I will ask them now. And when I say a lot of questions, not towards you, like if I was to have an opportunity to talk to the man, I would like to have a man-to-man talk with him and ask questions. Not that it's any of my business.
You see,
But still.
You see, my ex-husband, he speaks well. He knows what to say. He knows the right words. He studied psychology with an emphasis on...
No, but I watch them take no work on me. Remember, I from Malabar, you know.
JD, oh my God.
Remember, psychology and take no work. I from Malabar.
Hey,
Arima, Cookridge Road, Lakita, we just see through them things.
you can't
And a
read.
straight man know another straight man. So if I have a conversation, I just want to know.
But you see, he have been tricking a lot of people for a long time, eh? So
Who?
this is...
Trick.
Yeah, he doing this a while now. It's not. I just take it a notch further and accepted the marriage. But when women realize what's going on, them bossing it, them dusting it. Remember,
Yeah.
I saying I want a different relationship. I want a Christian man, and he came to me as a Christian man.
Do you think it's possible for you to love someone that is struggling in that way?
No. He knew if he told me this before, we would have never gotten married. That's why he kept it from me.
Okay.
And he-
it just doesn't make sense to me because at the end of the day, it's like I've been in situations where you have to confront an issue. And in my mind, I'm like, why would let's say like the stuff with the girl who reached out to you. So I'm like, why would the girl reach out to you if the situation is false? So in other words, you're going to be confronted with a truth.
You see,
So, you know, the question about why people always struggle with could somebody really be lying about, but I don't know if people know how devious it is for somebody to lie to your face. Like I've seen it happen to me, and it is the world is stopped when you realize you can ask someone, you know the truth, the person know the truth, and you can ask them in the presence of persons and they will outright lie.
he's channeled by ego. So
Right.
even with these situations like with the woman, he never had sex with the woman
Right.
with the 3 years. And she was just going like, this is a Christian man, and you know, that's just what it is. Nothing never happened. The other woman, I remember he was going to school with this woman or whatever. And she's a nice girl or whatnot, because I had the opportunity to speak. We had real conversations. And I seeing messages with talking about he telling she feeling for a massage. She say, you're serious this time. And they say, okay, we go meet up and all of these things. And I'm like,
I'm just
I real
saying,
confused.
if I see my husband, you know, at 45 years old,
what is going on?
there's certain things I'm just not going through no
It's
more.
not. It's
buddy.
not
I
only
just-
about that. We don't know at this point. That's not. That's not trying to use words that the algorithm wouldn't. That's
Yeah.
not same-sex relationship type of conversation with the opposite
Yeah, we
sex.
understand. We understand.
You understand? So it's confusion all wrong.
Yeah,
That's what I say. So
that's what. Yeah. So it's like
you see, I can't wrap my head around it, because seeing that and then had so many issues with other females, it's like, I don't know if it is like he wanted to change, but it's not really working out for him. Or I don't know what, but I tried to pray with this man.
You said
I
something.
tried to help this man, and
As you mentioned prayer, right? First Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Husbands likewise deal with them, which is your wives, with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. Right? I say that to say there's a grace upon a proper priest in a home. I'm not saying that God can't work through the prayers of a wife. I'm not saying that, because we know we just had to pray for we husbands. When I was a younger Nisa, I used to get real annoyed at that. Right? We had to pick up behind all year. We had to say, do this, do that, don't do that, and pray. So what it is a dog show, according to Sprang Along. We had to pray for all you on top of all of that. So I remember I was the type of woman that I was like, me praying for no man. So you can't decide for yourself that you want to be a man of God. Nobody's saying that means perfection. But I had to learn the hard way that we are all so flawed. And if I really do love him, I have to pray for him. It's either I don't want the responsibility, or I want the responsibility.
it was a cover up, and I felt like, and this is what I knew that was happening spiritually, because I spend time with God. That's a real thing. Nobody could ever take that away from me. When I go to God and when I spend time with God, I spend time with God earnestly, from my heart. No trickery or anything like that. It's just me and God. I was at a pinnacle in my life. I was at a point where I felt like God was going to push me into a different season. And the enemy came to attack. The enemy came to destroy that. And I just fell into the trap. I fell in the trap. It is almost like it was an imitation of what is to come. It wasn't the real thing. It was an imitation. And because I chose to be disobedient, I had to pay. And I had to pay big as well. I had to really pay big. Up to this day, I am paying bills that is not mine. Because I went and filed for the divorce. I felt like it would have never happened because he not doing it. He not living with me, you know.
Right.
Going back, living up, people are watching him, but we a wife. Of course, he covering it up.
So
he say my wife good.
You can stick with bills.
I got stick with bills, yes. He covering it up. People will ask him and he will make it seem like everything is okay. Everything is all right.
Do you think people should be choosing sides to the people that know you and your ex?
Yeah.
Do you think people should choose sides, or do you think they should?
I don't think people should choose sides. I think people should pray for him. And I think people, you see, prayer works. And I prayed for him. And even I'm not with him anymore, and I still praying for him. You don't even know that.
You know, there's a
Because I want him
there's
to
a
get the
thing
help.
Christian people just say the song little
No,
nice. Is that your
no,
truth?
no.
Okay. I'm just asking because I know how easy it is for us to just say, well, I love you. Christian people just do that plenty, you know, they're falling out with somebody bad, you know, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just words.
Yeah.
As a mask.
No, but if I love you, I love you. If I
Right.
tell you I love you, I love you. So for me, I feel like he was not there. And it's like he wanted to get there, but he just didn't know how. And even if he knew how, he not serious about it. He was going through a lot. This is bondage. It's demonic. And I tried with him, but you can't try with somebody that's refusing you all of the time. He showed me so on many occasions why he didn't want me. Many times he called police for me. I coming up into my own place. Me and he living there. He calling police for me, telling police that somebody trying to break into his house. I had to now talk to the police and let the police know what's going on. I say, did he tell you that I'm his wife?
All of that.
Did he tell you that I live? A lot happened. This man put me through. He started because I keep finding him out with different things I finding and I come in and showing him and saying, baby, what's this about? Come, let's talk. he started to beat me. He started to put his hands. There are many times I come down the road and my sister will see marks on me.
So this just getting worse.
It just got worse. I literally had to leave.
And her sister is here and she's shaking her head.
And many times marks on my skin. I had to lie inside for long. And I say, this country, are they? And but think something took me. And I lie. And that time, that man beating me.
Excuse me?
I am telling you, the neighbors would have heard.
All right.
Just now, wait.
Right. Okay.
Wait. The neighbors would have heard what was going on. And you know what them neighbors do? They say, JAEL, you loud. And you provoke that man.
Oh.
And you need to behave. They will always tell me, behave. You need to behave yourself. And I taking licks left, right, and center until I came up with a plan. Here was my plan. My plan was, because I heard God clearly, God say, go back where is your territory. I hear God clearly. I say, but God, I'm married thing. God said, no, because I would have lose my life there. I would have lose my life there and nobody would have been able to help me and save me. God told me, I don't want to cry about it because it's very emotional. God told me, go back in your territory. And you know what I do? I devise a plan. I tell them, I say, baby, listen, because I so don't want to leave my husband. I say, baby, listen, here what we go do. Again, through back with that job where I was working, I gone back to where I was working in 98. I say, we will get something for you to work down the road. And we go do this. We go thing, we go sell the van, we go get a car for 2 hours. And we go live. We will just stay by my parents for a little bit until we get money to move out into we own apartments where we have we own. And we go make it. I say, don't worry, we go make it. And he say, okay. And he say, he go come with me, he will move with me. And even in the moving, he couldn't do as much as he would have done to me in where we were living because people are wrong. But it saved me a lot. It saved me a lot. Whereas, okay, so we gain away. Caroline, something, and this thing, and what you doing with this for, and where you lying for, and thing, and fine, you know, thing. You want to put your hand on me, and it reached a point where I started to fight you now. You're fighting me all the time. I started to fight you. My mother, up to this day, my mother does laugh. She say, some morning I hear all again away. We're going out all day. When I come, as she said, I don't know what happened, but like I see the cupboard look like it break a little bit. What going on there? He tried to get away with me and tried to hold me and choke me. And I kick him in the cupboard. Cupboard, up to this day, that cupboard have a break in it. And my mother say, why would they have to be fighting like that? Or they're married, come, take counseling. Nothing, it just never got better. It's just that he could not take my life where I was because my family and everybody are wrong. But there are many times it was close where I could have lose my life until, you know what had to happen for me to actually leave that marriage? I still staying there because the church telling me, stay.
Yep.
Reconcile. Work it out with your husband.
Go on a trip.
The church telling me, stay. You know what I had to do? I went a crusade. I will never forget this. I went a crusade. And in that crusade, a man of God spoke to me. A prophet spoke to me. And exactly what I was going through, he looked at me. He said, I need to talk to you. I say, okay. Of course, you know, you're hearing the accent already.
Yeah.
Say, I need to talk to you. I say, okay. When I came, he said, I am looking at you. He said that, and I keep watching you. I see you working at the radio station, but I keep asking God, why are you still there? And I said, what do you mean? He said, because you are 7 years behind time because of disobedience. He said, you should have already been married. He said, even the person I see, the person that you're married to, he said, but who is the person? I tell him who the person I'm married to. And you know what that man told me? He said, that's not your husband. He said, that is not your husband. I said, what do you mean that's my husband? He said, that is not your husband. He said, and you know that young lady. He said, God spoke to you on many occasions and you decided to disobey God. And right now you are paying the consequences. He said, if you do not leave that marriage, that man will kill you. He said, you hear what I'm telling you? Tears in my eyes. Tears in my eyes. He went on, he said, listen to me, this is what you're going to do. You're going to follow these steps that I'm giving to you. And everything that I'm saying to you, you're going to see it come to pass. I followed this step. I remember when it was time for me to get a divorce. He tell me, remember the man telling me, he said, I see in January, your divorce will be approved. I go on to get a divorce. I talked to my attorney. My attorney said, girl, it have no date. I tell him, I said, I need to get a date for January. Because I remember what the prophet tell me. I said, I need to get a date for January. She said, it have no date for January. The next date I seen is like July, August, September, somewhere around there. I think it was September, she said. I knew it was far off from the January. She said, girl, that's the only date I seen, but I don't know, we got to work with that September date. Monday morning, she called me. She said, girl, you pray now. Can I see a date for January 21st? I said, that is exactly what that is what need to happen. And the same date, my divorce was approved, everything, because I laid out everything that was happening to me. I was little did he know I was making notes. Every single thing he do to me, because now he's so good because of him being so quiet and subtle and so different from me. It's like people tend to believe him more because he looks like he have everything just together and he know everything and all of that. So they wasn't believing me because I was more the louder one. You can't believe the louder one. Why believe the louder one? But God will fight for me and God fought for me. After that man spoke to me, that prophet spoke to me, and he told everything that man said in the time order started to happen. He said, all of the years and months that you have missed will be restored. God is going to restore it, but you need to be obedient to God.
This is what I'm feeling in my spirit. We are all on a journey that looks so very different to each other's journey. But there's something about destiny. JD has a song called Balance Wheel, and I didn't know how profound it was until I listened. And listening is the key. Whether it's the words of a song or what the Spirit of God is saying, a lot of us could attest to what happens when we disobey. Now, God is graceful. He's gracious. So he still allows us to amend and, you break your foot, you could still limp and you could still get to your destiny. But there is, I don't know, boy, if you don't know God in this live tonight, I know the world is on a rampage to disprove the validity of Jesus Christ and God. They're on a rampage to do so. But I know that there's power in the name of Jesus. I know there's power. The word says obedience is better than sacrifice. But there's a scripture that we quote so laissez-faire until we really need to be obedient and we see what obedience really allows, the fruit of obedience. I have so much emotions right now. None of them are hate. I feel extremely, I feel hopeful for the fact that you're still open. People think that there's a phrase that goes around now called broken crayon, still color. And in the church, it's supposed to have the most art, in my opinion. We are supposed to have the most art, in my opinion. The glass stained wall, how many colors are on a glass stained thing. You see them in Catholic churches and stuff like that. And I look at the Christian life like that. If we believe that broken crayons could still color, why don't we allow the crayons to still color. It's almost like, okay, so this happened to JL. This happened to, let me call somebody in the comments. This happened to Denise. This happened to Oshania. This happened to Karen. And we allow what happened to people to almost be a full stop in people's lives, not understanding that God uses those very same moments to still catapult people into destiny, to still catapult people into purpose, to still catapult people into being useful. You know, and I'm just speaking this into you. Not that I think I am any better than you or anything, but I'm a broken crayon. You know that. And you know I still coloring.
Yeah.
For the people who choose to buy the book and see the beautiful creations that are inside if you want to color. And you know you still have plenty coloring to do. But I want to admonish you as a sister that has having the stain of a divorce on your name, it's not going to be easy.
In church?
It's not going to be easy to have that proud look on your face. Sometimes you're going to wonder if grace even abounds where sin really abounds. Because the Bible says that. Where sin abounds, grace much more abounds. You're going to wonder, but what is happening here? And I just want to admonish you, JL, that there's hope. I'm not even talking marriage or, because, you know, you did express a desire to be a wife. But more importantly, just remember that you are still a queen.
Yeah.
You are still valuable. You are still beautiful. You can still be used. A man can still see treasure in what somebody else is going to say is trash.
Yeah.
We know that. But I just felt to reiterate it because the conversation tonight ain't easy.
I feel like even with all of this, because I know we can't go into everything, I kind of give a summary of what happened. And there's a lot more that happened. But I want to say this, even in that little season in my life, there was a point where I was so broken, where in the night, remember I was telling you that he didn't like when I cry.
Yeah.
When I cry, he would get so mad. And that man will leave the house. That man is leaving me in the house and he is going and coming back home sometimes 4, 5 in the morning. He coming back 6 o'clock in the morning. When it's time for him to get ready to go to work, that man is coming back home. Anytime I cry about the situation, it just kept getting worse. So what I had to do was cry in silence. I can't make it. I had to wait until he fall asleep. And when he fall asleep, cry like quiet. My tears, I couldn't make noise. But I know at that point I cried. I begged God. I said, God, if you give me one, and I know I've been disobedient to you, God, and I see what is happening now, but I said, God, if you give me one more chance, I promise, God. You know, sometimes when we're in situations, we feel like, listen, God, just do this for me and I will do this.
I'm all yours.
Do this and I'm all yours. Yeah, we are in that. Sometimes these situations happen where it make us think that, but I didn't just stay down. I didn't, and every time I fall down, I get back up. Every time I fall down again, I get back up, and I was persistent. I didn't know how I was getting out, but I know I was getting out. Let me tell you why. God promised me this. I remember there was this time I had this vision, and God, I was real frightened. I saw like accident upon my life. So that I would get into a really bad accident, and that would have cost me my life. And I was afraid. This was a long time ago. This could have been when I was like 16, going on to 17, somewhere there. And I thought when I got that, it felt so real. So I felt like this thing was going to happen to me. If not tomorrow, it was going to happen to me next week. Soon. This is going to happen to me soon. But it still didn't make sense because it where I was is not where I am. It looked like a foreign land. It looked like somewhere in the States. I don't know, but you could tell by the roads and the signs and the license plate numbers on the cars. And so I knew I was not living here when that happened, but I was still scared because I felt like any little thing I could get an accident, and I don't want to get in no accident. And I did not leave the house for at least 2 weeks straight because I felt like if I drive or somebody drive me, because I was young, if I've driven, I would have gotten in an accident. You know what God did? God showed me an age and a place that I would leave this earth. I see an old age though. So I was happy about it.
I am so happy.
I was happy about it. But then again, you have to be wise. You have to be all in God's will. Listen, you can't
run out there and play,
out of the and
play
say,
jumping out and plane with no parachute.
I love that. I could attest and relate to so much of your story, and I'm glad that we are speaking about the God factor right now. As we wrap.
I want to say something before we wrap, eh?
Okay, well, you want to go first before me?
Yeah, so let me allow the ladies to close.
Okay.
We want to say thank you to everyone. The ladies are going to close, right? All the comments, the encouraging comments. JAEL, she just said that, well, obviously, Nisa and I, we are close, so she would have shared, not everything, but she would share much more that she could have shared tonight, but this is not about going into detail with everything. I, however, as you mentioned that I know what it is to be stuck with bills after coming out of a divorce. And those bills are not even, some of those things are not even of your own. It's things that the other party that you end up getting stick with. Yeah. So I pray that, finances come your way so you don't have to be stressed out every month to be studying these bills for something that is not even for you or your fault. So I really pray that something happens. We thank God for your life. You just came out of a surgery. You bounce back. All the hospital want to know how you walk out of it. You walk out of a surgery, bounce back in 2 weeks or less.
I was really supposed to be out to work on the 25th of February. Like right after the surgery, the week after, I was good. I was ready to go to work. My boss couldn't believe it. He said, no. Rest.
Take a rest.
Rest. Yeah.
And then happy birthday today. An hour into your birthday, an hour and 15 minutes. So happy birthday. If anyone who is asking, JAEL could have done this long time, but she didn't want, I would say, in my opinion, she didn't want to do it, but she prayed about it. And I feel like testimonies like this will help other people. Also, somebody in the comment section say about why divorce had to stay in your. Let me tell you something in Christianity. Divorce is mash up and staying in Christianity.
Yeah, can I say? And this is not about glorifying.
No,
divorce.
It's not. No.
Just as God hates sin. Remember, he hates sin, and divorce is also something that he hates.
That's right.
But he has put something in place for us. And that simple thing is called grace. What Jesus did at the cross, it's not a license to sin and live vai. But it's like a safety net so that we understand responsibly that life can happen to you. And when life happens to you, you trust me, you need that safety net. Because of the stain of divorce and people not even being properly educated about it, there's just a stain and there's a mindset that some people don't want to change until it happens to you. Remember this life. Until it happens to you. When it happens to you, whatever that is, a lot of people change their tongue. And it's a stain because it is almost like having a baby out of wedlock. How could you have a baby out of wedlock? That's the next stain on somebody's name. Christianity it should be about striving to be better people in Christ. But sometimes I feel like we've created a scenario where we think it's about being perfect without sin. And I can't fight that fight anymore. I for real know who I am in Christ. I was telling JD on the radio today, I'm not sure if you listened, that since 2017, I have been with one person.
Amen.
One person, that level of stability, even for me as a woman I beat my body real plenty. I was molested at 9. And I think that opened that door for a whole bunch of madness to happen. I was just beating my body. A man tell me, you're nice, I think you love me, I'll go and sue. I didn't understand how to value myself. And it took a long time. It took me losing and fall. It took me losing marriages to understand what a real marriage in God's eyes is supposed to look like. And this is not about me thinking I'm better and I can't fall. I became the person I needed to be because of what I went through. I was able to see my value because I lost value. And when I look at, that's how much years, JD? Almost 10 years. If you want to see a good pattern, I'm right here. If you are looking for a broken pattern, you look in the past. And that's what we do in church, I feel like. Except when it comes to the Bible, because we just quote Paul, and Paul said, like we forgot he had a thorn in his flesh. Or whoever named the disciple, nobody was ever perfect, you know? So that's it for me. That's to answer the person I wanted to know why divorce is a stain. Sin is a stain. That's why Jesus came, and his blood washes us white as snow. So sin is really the stain, but what we do is we pick and choose, and we keep people out, and we block. You know, much people not calling me anywhere because. But what pattern are you looking at? Are you looking at the stability, or what are you? Anyway, whatever.
I want to say something as well too before we wrap.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, I want to say that in everything that I've been through, because I have been through it and lived through it. I don't know who facing or who going through something similar to me. I want you to know that in everything that you're doing, because God has you, he's not going to leave you where you are. Continue to pray and continue to have that intimate relationship with God. It's a serious, serious thing. Hold God to a high esteem, because there is nothing that God cannot do. There is nothing that God cannot fix. I remember also as well, even with what I told you with the vision that I had, the last words when I got up out of that, God said to me that he will build my house upon a rock where the gates of hell shall not prevail. And he would make an escape for me. I would get myself, there's some really stupid decisions that I would have made. And God would still, that is how much my God loves me. He would still make an escape for me, because I felt like I could not live again after this. I felt like, you know what? God, what I could do? God, who go want me? God, I have all these questions, because I felt like I was nothing after this. And here, after that, I felt like something being lifted off of me. I was so heavy. I was in a dark place just because of a wrong decision. Marriage is a serious thing. You don't just say I'm going to marry because you're good looking. You don't say I'm going to marry because you're giving me money. You marry for purpose. You marry for purpose. You would know. And people say, how you going to know, Jill? How you going to know? You would know when somebody is God sent for you. You wouldn't talk it. Yeah, you have to be from God. You would see the fruit. And if there is no fruit, because I saw that there was no fruit, and I still continued. I say, God, I don't pick you, so you might as well change our man for me. I don't pick him, change him, and work on him, and we go fix this, and we go live. But then God is like, that's not the plan I had for you. That's the plan you had. That's what you wanted. But that's not what I wanted for you. And every woman that is listening, I want you to know that you're not alone. And I want you to know that you have a friend in JAEL that been through this, that walked through this, and that is still standing. I want you to know that you have a friend that would listen to you, and you have a friend that will pray for you. Because prayer works. Amen. So don't give up. even that woman that committed suicide, I told you, my art teacher in Davie High School, I don't know what she was facing. But I do know keeping stuff in silence, that's what the enemy wants. And you can never get your breakthrough and you can never get your deliverance in silence. So women, don't be silent and don't accept any and anything. Stand for what it is you want. You know what it is you want, what it is you need, and what God is saying to you. Stand on that. You see the flags, you realize, this is not it. You don't stay. You don't say, let's get married, because putting the ring on the finger, going and change the man. Because all you realize in my story, the ring was on my finger, but the man still ain't changed. Please, marry for purpose. Seek God. Pray about everything that you're going to do, and everything that you do, pray about it. Might look stupid and silly. Give it to God, because let me tell you, once you give it to God, He's the one that needs to work this out for you, not you. There are many things that you could have gotten away from. If it is, you just obeyed. There are many traps. Just please, if it's anything that you could take out of this story, women, I just want you to know that you can still live. You can still get back up. You can still start over. Don't be afraid of starting over. I had to start over, and I go in and do it. And even this, what I'm doing here, this, my testimony is even bigger than this. It's bigger than this. Any position that I'm being placed in, where I can help and where I can assist, I'm going to do such. I want people to know my story, look at it, and I want people to make the right decision, right choices. Go through mentorship. Take as long as, don't let nobody say, oh, look how long you're with the man. Marry. No. It's better to be alone. Trust me. Marriage is not for everybody, and marriage is not easy. I'm willing to fight, but guess what? I'm willing to fight in the right marriage and where God wants me.
That's a good place to clap, audience. Come on, let's clap there. That's a good place to clap. That's a good, I mean, there was no need to interrupt there. I want to thank you for coming to the Pink Chair JAEL. I'm proud of you. There were very intense moments. I'm sorry if I disappointed you in moments where I wasn't sure what to do with my face and all of that. But I'm really glad that you came. It showed bravery. I want to thank the audience as well for being kind. I feel like we had a very mature audience tonight. I didn't see, or nobody gave any indications that we had any, nobody to block and all of that drama. So I'm grateful for the audience that we had tonight. And thank you for giving the word, because that was the next thing here. What would you say to the people that are listening tonight? And this has been the second episode of the Pink Chair. My sister told me she was proud that I'm doing it. And even that, JAEL, I was kind of scared. I can't do it again. And I don't know how. But thank you for giving me episode number 2. I don't know when episode number 3 is going to be. Nevertheless, remember, as I said before, it's supposed to be a safe space. There's no judgment. It's just a safe place where people can come, talk, hopefully get some sort of freedom. It's not gossip. It's not bacchanal. It's literally the shedding of things that weigh you down, because there is beauty amidst the bruising of sharing. We want to thank you guys for viewing. Thank you to my producer. Thank you for JAEL Sister for being here. Thank you for, even though I felt like it started when it needed to, because this is the conversation that needed to happen. I pray that God continues to bless you.
Thank you so much.
And good luck or Godspeed on your journey ahead. This has been the Pink Chair. Of course, I'm Nisa. You're watching us live from JD's vlog. We're sorry for the late start, but I'm sure it was worth it. When we do have the next episode, I would love to see just as many of you here so that we can encourage a brother or a sister in Jesus Christ. Have a great evening. So before we begin, I want to gently remind our listeners and viewers that the Pink Chair is a safe space. This conversation reflects on one woman's lived experience. She's sharing for healing, understanding, and growth. No names will be mentioned, and no one here is going to expose, attack, or shame anyone. This is not a space for gossip, judgment, or debate. It's just for truth, compassion, and grace. Some parts of this discussion may be sensitive, so listeners' discretion is advised. And our sincere prayer is that this conversation brings clarity, courage, and comfort to anyone listening.